Hello, Fawn, where are you? Yes, I'm looking for you. Come here, please.
Yeah, fair.
Thank you.
Anything special I need to say for this round? Okay. Find out who the fastest pair in the country is. You will have 2 hours and 15 minutes to complete your 1,000 piece puzzle. The top 10 pairs will be recognized with prizes at the end of the day after the team final. To check if you are in that top 10, please refer to our results that are posted online. Please be patient with us. There's a lot of you. It'll take a little bit for us to make sure everything's accurate. We also have a raffle draw for a Ravensburger 6 Portals puzzle. Russ, if you would do the honors. Yeah, I wonder why. Oh. Mark Thompson Wood, I believe. Woo! All right, someone will bring your puzzle to you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Are we ready? Are we ready with the timer? All right. In 5. Oh, what? Huh? Can we hand out the puzzles, please? It's been a long weekend if you haven't picked. Let's hand out the puzzles.
We need.
If you do not have a puzzle, please help our spotters out by putting your hands up. They will bring puzzles to you. All right, does everyone have a puzzle? Now are we ready? We're gonna pretend I didn't do that. And are we ready with the timer? Oh, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, puzzle.
All right, everyone. Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is the pairs final of the Canadian Jigsaw Puzzle Association Nationals here in Georgetown. I am Tina Forsyth, together with
Russell Walsh.
All right.
What do we got for a puzzle, Tina?
We've got, first of all, we have a 1,000-piece puzzle here in this finals round for pairs. Unlike the first 2 rounds were 500-piece, and we're given a little extra challenge this time around. So what was this one called? Cozy Ski Chalet by Dave Mitchison. And this one is...
This is
it's
lovely.
so really lovely. It's really cute. It looks like, it definitely does look cozy on there.
I think this one here, and one of the things I have to mention is in the Canadian Jigsaw Championships, we go to a 1,000-piece puzzle in the final for pairs. As far as I know, we're the only one of the large national competitions that actually does that. So this is a challenge for these people. Normally in pairs you're used to 500s, but not this time.
Keeping everybody on their toes.
So what do you think of this?
Yeah. This is really great. I mean, it's a mix of, I feel like it's a mix of busy areas, but also with some very sortable areas too. I love that we have a little 80s style fondue pot going on in here.
No, I think if I look at this here, I see you've got your sort of mountains in the middle, you've got your window frames. The window frames should come together not too bad. Like you say, the fondue pot, I see that as a fairly easy pick out start. The dog down in the right-hand corner, that might be a little tougher, but not bad. It's not too big. It's not too huge. So
Yeah, the dreaded fur, but not too much of it in there, really.
I think we're going to see some pretty good times in this. I don't think we're going to hear too many groans from this puzzle.
Yeah. I think there's absolutely areas you can start to pick out and build on, like definitely even the dark areas of like the stove and the lamp hanging over. You can pull out the orange for the couch, and yeah, this should be a really fun one. This should be really good.
I find that with the speed puzzling puzzles from sort of my years being involved in this competition, some people look at it and they say it's a good puzzle if it's a very fast puzzle, and other people look at it, and which is my opinion, they say it's a good puzzle if it's one I want to take home and I'd like to do again just in a relaxation mode because I enjoy the puzzle. And I think this is one that people will be happy to take home and say, you know what, I'm going to do that one again and not worry about my time and my speed.
Yeah. Whereas other puzzles, maybe people never want to do them again.
Yes, we may have seen a few of those this weekend. I'm not sure, but either way. So, people are underway here.
Do you know offhand, Russ, because having done this in the past, what are some examples of times for pairs doing the 1,000-piece at past events?
Oh my, you got me.
I'm testing your memory here now.
You got me on that one. I'm gonna take some guesses. I don't know if I don't know the times off my top of my head, but if I'm looking at this puzzle here, I'm gonna say that we're probably looking around an hour and a half for our first finishers, because I don't think this is that tough. That's what I'm predicting. I'm predicting around an hour and 30 minutes for our first finishers.
Yeah. And in those of you on YouTube, we would love for you to pop in your comments as well, who are watching the live stream here. Go ahead and maybe pop in your predictions of what you might think time-wise here. Again, to complete a 1,000, piece puzzle for pairs. This is not a 500 piece round this time around. And have you always done 1,000 piece for pairs in the past couple of competitions? Like,
I believe we started it last year. The first
Okay.
few years we did it, we were 500s.
Okay.
But one of the things that we found, that especially when you're now down to the top 100 pairs or top 200 pairs in the country, and you give them a 500 piece puzzle, the time goes very quick, very, very quick. And
yes.
as an organizer, one of the things we felt is that people had come a long way to this, that we want to make sure we give them good value and good entertainment for their money. So this way, it takes you longer, but it also gives you, it's not as though you come here, it's like you race through it, you feel great about your time, but then you go, oh, now what? So
Yeah.
this way, I think that takes care of that.
Can't be too fast. I mean, for reference, we had our first 2 qualifying rounds for pairs. We had, and people finish anywhere. Our first qualifying round was our second qualifying round, we had our fastest puzzler at 500 pieces with 25 minutes, up to 30 minutes, give or take, for the top 5. And then similar for our other rounds were 27 to 30 minutes. So yeah, exactly. This gives a little more time to work on a puzzle.
Yeah.
We like seeing the speedy times, of course, too, but this definitely gives a little more time that way. So if we start taking a look at our competitors and seeing what they are doing. Table 63, looks like we've got a young man
I'm sorry,
joining.
I'd have to see.
some of-
That young fellow, he's been with us every year.
Has he?
Every
That's
year.
great.
Yeah. Him and his mom have been with us every year.
That's great.
And-
So it looks like, is that Rebecca and Nick?
Yes,
I
that
think
is
at table
Rebecca and Nick.
63.
And I talked to him yesterday, and she said, well, Nick's not that young anymore. He's 14 now, so he's been coming here since he was 10 years old. Puzzling.
Really?
Yes, he
Oh,
is.
wow.
And
That's great.
one of these people that you're excited to see him, and you're happy because there's the future of our puzzling community.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And we've had a handful of people through, I know we have at least probably a couple more people in the pairs round here, the finals, that are on the younger side of things.
Here
and
we
it's
have,
really great to
on the
see them
left,
there.
you see Chantal and her son Nicholas Seaborn. And Nicholas is one who's been with us for a number of years too. He's a little older, but yet he is still, the younger generation of puzzlers, which we are looking forward to and make sure that the sport continues.
And then we also have, it looks like, Jaslyn and Jody at table 61 there. Everybody obviously has the full table to work with this round too, which definitely I would say is needed if you're doing a 1,000 piece puzzle as pairs. And it looks like we are past the point where folks have got their flip done. That of course is the first step in a competition of any kind, really, is to get the flip done. And then from there, usually to decide what that strategy might be. We can see Jaslyn and Jody here looking at, all right, they're starting to build out the edges a little bit there. They're starting to maybe sort and grab. It looks like grabbing certain types of colors. I think a little bit of the green was getting grabbed there. I think you mentioned that the fondue pot
Yes.
is the green. So it looks like that's being brought in and gathered up a little bit. So we have table 66
That is Kim Dunlop, and I'm not sure who her partner
and
was.
it looks like Anne Lowry is with
Yeah.
Kim.
Okay.
there,
There's the
and
puzzle
so-
again there. You can see
there's
the fondue
Oh,
pot.
the green on the bottom too with that tablecloth. You could definitely pull that out.
I think
well.
that sort of those little fruit plates and fruit cups, they shouldn't be too difficult once you sort of get the pieces together. I think that shouldn't be too difficult to put together.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
No.
definitely. All right, this is table number 55. So that is Kalia and Vienna, it looks like. And also, too, they have a strategy where their pieces are all really spread out to the one side of the table, and then it looks like their working space is on the other side of the table. And so at a glance, with that kind of spread of pieces, too, at a glance, they'll really be able to see the pieces that they want to start building on.
I've noticed in just the last 3 that have shown up on the live stream, we're seeing different strategies. And like you say, here's another one where we've
Yeah.
decided to build on one side of the table, put our pieces on the other. I did notice earlier 2 people where they were both on the same side of the table, which is something with a 1,000-piece puzzle you can actually do, because there are some puzzlers who say, I don't like to work upside down. I like to work right side up. So
Yes,
with a
yeah.
1,000-piece puzzle on a 6-foot table, you're both able to work and have the puzzle right side up should you choose.
Yeah.
and then the sort of standard, style is one on either side of the table.
Yeah, no, definitely. You might need to be moving around a bit with 1,000 piece because there's a lot more ground to cover as it's getting built out in there. And also, too, we had that conversation yesterday on the live stream of the perspective of what your box is at compared to how your puzzle is laid out on the table. And I'm always impressed when people can have their box set one way and then the puzzle is going the other direction on the table. My brain has to have them going the same direction or I can't really see it very well.
Here we're seeing where they've both chosen to sit on the same side of the table again.
That's Arlene and Maida. I got to give a shout out to the sweatbands. They're ready to compete here for sure. Looks like we've got them. Maybe they're going to be working up a sweat. We'll find out by the end of the round here. Oh yeah, they've got a lot of they're really getting the edge built out.
There's a lot of variation on the edge in respect that I think at a very quick glance you're able to look at an edge piece and say, is it top, bottom, or side?
Yes.
As opposed to putting them all together. Yeah. Here we have two sisters. We have Julia and we have Kaylee. Kaylee Rosetta and Julie Monroe, actually.
Great.
They have been with us every year as well as a pair.
Oh, Kaylee. She's my virtual co-host buddy.
Yes, she works at a
Yes.
And I understand
so
her
fun.
sister Julie said that she'd like to help out too in the new year. So our list of volunteers is growing, which is something that we really look forward to.
Yes, absolutely. So table 52, that looks like that is Heather and Sherry working away there at table 52. You'll also notice there's different options for sorting trays. I believe this round was allowed up to 4 sorting trays.
4 what would your standard sort of paper size sorting trays, and you'll notice that a number of the tables have just looks like a white sheet of paper, either white or black. These were actually supplied by the CJPA. We took white paper and black paper, put them together, got them laminated, and gave everybody 4 copies that were in the rounds, and people seem to be taking advantage of that quite nicely.
I wanted to sneak one away myself. I thought that was a great idea, especially to have the white on the one side and the black on the other. When you don't know what puzzle we're getting. Nobody knows what puzzles they're getting. In these competitions, everything you see here this weekend is a fully unreleased puzzle by Ravensburger. And so it's good to have those options of how we might sort.
If you look at this puzzle here, probably most people would use the white side tray, whereas I find that if you from 2 rounds earlier when we had the picture of the hockey rink and the skaters, most people were using the black side of the tray.
Yeah, that was a lot of contrast because it was a very light blue. As if you haven't seen that puzzle yet, you'll go take a look at that one online and or Puzzles Canada. And a quick shout out too for our sponsors. We of course have Ravensburger, who's a sponsor of the event, providing all of the puzzles. And supporting the CJPA in so many different ways. And then Puzzles Canada is also one of our sponsors and a supplier of puzzles. If you have not visited Puzzles Canada online, of course, there's so many. They have the competition puzzles from this weekend as well. And those puzzles get put up on their website pretty much as soon as we announce them here. So if you're looking at this puzzle thinking, yes, this looks pretty good, then you can go grab a copy.
This is an excellent opportunity for the people who feel that, you know what, I just cannot make the trip to Nationals.
Yes.
But you can order the puzzles. Puzzles Canada will ship them all right to your door, able to sit at home in the comfort of your home, set up your timer, and see how would I feel. And to me, that's a good idea, a good indicator to say, is this a trip I should make? Some people think, oh, I would do so awful. And sometimes it's surprising. They do a puzzle at home and they realize, I fit right in. My time would fit right in. And Puzzles Canada helps make that work for us.
Yeah, absolutely. So that looks like Julia and Samantha at table number 4 here. They're doing that where they have the box the one way and then the puzzle is the other orientation on the table. But gives good space on the table. I feel like it's a landscape style puzzle to work on that way to kind of go from that wider approach. And this is good. I feel like this is going to be a little similar to what we had with our very first puzzle yesterday morning, the first individual qualifying round, which was a bit of a mountain scene, but with a big old yellow tent around it. But we saw a lot of people kind of either building bottom up or top down in that puzzle. And it looks like we're getting some similar approaches so far from those who are starting to really place some pieces.
For a lot of the puzzlers, a lot of them will look at, when they're doing their flip, they sort their border, try to get their border done, and then you will usually see them start to build from that border and start to work their way in. We saw the one there where they had working on the mountain in the background and the chandelier coming down. You had mentioned earlier that green tablecloth on the bottom.
Yes.
That would be an easy one to build off the border on, and here, lo and behold, we see it right here. We see Rebecca.
Got Rebecca's building
Rebecca
up,
Waddell, one of our hosts for the live stream, and that's exactly what she has done. She has built the green tablecloth right up off the border. Unfortunately, there you can see it under her left arm there as she moves her hand. But yeah, and now she's looking to build down from the top as well too.
So. And her and her partner Lisa, you'll also see these strategies with pairs and teams where some people are building and others are sorting and picking and gathering and putting into piles in different ways. And that's a pretty common strategy that we'll see. Oh, this is great. This is table 42. So that looks like Andrea and Mara, another one of our younger competitors in the mix. Also, a reminder, everybody here this is the final, so they've already completed the puzzle to qualify.
They qualify.
So
they are the top puzzlers in Canada. And
That's
I
amazing.
am really pleased to see the young people like this, really. And it's not as though she's just sitting watching Mom. No, she is.
She's building out that tablecloth that we were just talking about.
But another point to sort of bring up, a lot of people say when you do the border, why do they stop before they finish it? Why don't they finish it? And the case when you're looking at it through 1,000 pieces and you're missing one or two border pieces, and here again you see it as well too, it's just like they'll show up. Don't waste time looking for them. Let's move on, and they'll show up. But you have the basic shape, so you're able to work off it. And when you find yourself looking too hard, too long for a piece, especially early on when you're looking through 1,000 pieces, that's costing you time.
I just noticed I didn't catch the table number for that last group, but they had one little edge piece kind of floating in the middle, like you were saying, waiting to figure out where it's going to land ultimately. Yeah. So table 35, it looks like Elise and Marie Claude as at this table here, getting again a lot of the edge and frame. You'll also notice too, people you can keep the top and the bottom section of your edge, even though it may be mostly done open. That allows for an easier ability to like slide pieces in and slide pieces around as needed versus having a fully closed frame. You may see a variation of that approach with different puzzlers.
And we have Adam Gray on the left, and who's his partner?
With Rachel Hamilton.
Rachel Hamilton.
Here, yeah, and they have that entire edge and frame built out, and again that green. It looks like most everybody is starting with the green tablecloth.
That green tablecloth, and I think it was as we mentioned earlier, one of the reasons it's because it's connected to the edge. You're able to build off that edge instantly, and like you say, the fondue pot does stand out, but because it's not attached to the edge, as soon as you move away from that edge, it's then collect the fondue pot, put it together, and it'll connect shortly type of thing.
Yeah. Cameron and Amy at table 36.
Cameron, I believe, is our Canadian puzzler who comes every year, but I believe Cameron lives in France and attends a lot of the European competitions.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he comes for Canadians every year. He comes home for Canadians every year.
Yeah.
So just to mention to people, we have a number of people. We have sort of what we consider three different categories here. We have Canadians, and then we have Canadians living abroad Canadians living abroad will qualify for all of the top spots and the medals. And then we have some international puzzlers here
who are on. Oh, they were on the screen a moment ago, right?
Yeah,
when
we welcome
teams.
them. But as this is a Canadian championship, they do not qualify for the top finishes for the podium finishes, but
Yeah.
they do help us become a better competition when we have some very good talent from outside of the country joining us.
Yeah, absolutely. Elaine and Tasha working here on table 29. And doing a little bit of a side build there, you'll see in the bottom part of the screen on one of the sheets that she's building out a little bit of maybe some of the sky with the skis. I think it is kind of in the middle of the puzzle, like you were saying, Russ. It's not going to connect yet
No.
to the edge, but it gets to be a little bit of a floating island that will, that you can also start to build off of.
And when we talk about sorting trays, people assume sort of trays, such as sort of baking trays or things with an edge on them. But in reality, for most people, just a flat board is much better because you're able to slide sections on and off without having to try to pick them up and risk having them fall apart and then put them back together again.
Yeah. That really is my favorite kind of tray. to work
Cameron
with.
and Liam Bennett here from Nova Scotia.
Yes.
They've been with us every year as well too. You may have heard their father Doug as one of our co-hosts on the earlier rounds. He's been a great volunteer. He's been driving his sons here from Nova Scotia every year. While they puzzle, he volunteers to help, and we greatly appreciate that. Thank you very much, Doug.
That is so great. They had that example too of some sorting happening on a black tray and other sorting was happening on a white tray there. for
And I
the
think
two
a
of them.
lot of that boils down to what is the color of your pieces and will it stand out on your tray?
Okay. Abby and Aaron, looks like they have a bit of a mascot with them maybe on the table. A little bit of maybe a helper there watching over them and building out that frame. We've got the green tablecloth built out there as well. I think that might be the flowers, or I'm not totally sure what it is on the top of the screen. They have another bit of an island, it looks like.
Looks like they
built
have that
out
bit
there
of
too.
stonework or those flowers on the left side they have completed there.
Yeah, I think there's flowers. I think that this is definitely the type of puzzle. Every time you look at it, something else is going to jump out at you. Yeah, they just put it up on the screen
Yeah.
at the same time. I
It's
mean,
that
I didn't
lamp
even notice
and
some of
the
this.
lamp on the side there is along with it looks like is it brickwork or
I
something?
like
I'm not sure.
badges and brickwork and some things up on the side.
What
Yeah.
makes it to me what makes this an appealing puzzle is there's no shortage of things to work on. If this were a team puzzle, I think the times would be incredibly fast because there'd be plenty of things for 4 people to work on without getting in each other's way. But
Yeah.
for a pairs puzzle, it just means that you've got more for each of you to do. That's all.
Absolutely. I think I just
Here we
noticed
have
on
Liz Stanley and Kirsty Williams here.
Oh,
Kirsty
yes.
out of Manitoba and Liz from Ontario. They're just seem to be doing it. Yep, they are building from the top down there a little bit.
Yeah. And you may notice too, some of the folks on the screen, they have their team shirts on, which come into play definitely in our team finals. You will see a lot of our teams have a lot of fun with their names and their shirts, which we'll hear more about that in our next session.
I've also found, doing my walkthrough in the earlier team rounds, I noticed that because we were selling T-shirts this year, a number of people bought 4 of the same, so that because they didn't bring team shirts, they were managed to make team shirts by buying 4 of the same here, they're the same color. So actually, it was really nice to see.
Tess
Yep.
and Liam here at table number 9. They've got that entire stove built out, it looks like, from the top. We can't see the tippy top, but it looks like they've got the stove built out from the top coming down into the middle. And that's going to give, again, a lot of real estate to keep building off of that area and having it all connected.
Tess
there
and
as
Liam
well.
come from British Columbia, and they Liam is very active on our virtual competitions,
Yeah.
as well as he's been coming to. He hasn't been to all of our nationals, but he's certainly been here the last 2 that I am aware of. But
Yeah.
they do very well together.
And table 74, looks like that is Katie and Chloe at
Katie-
table 74.
And I know they are from Nova Scotia. Katie is from Nova Scotia, so I'm assuming that's either her sister or relative with the same last name. And yeah, so I would assume maybe not from Nova Scotia, but I know Katie is from Nova Scotia. So just in the last 2 tables, we've gone from coast to coast.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, I think we have most. There might be a couple, one province and a territory maybe that's not represented.
I
at the
noticed
moment.
when I was doing the individual round on the live stream and on the round number B, and by looking at the different provinces as we sort of showed the people on screen, we showed all provinces with the exception of PEI and Newfoundland. So we showed. I'm not sure if anybody's here from PEI or Newfoundland. If on the chat, if you have a friend or family member that is here from one of those provinces, please let us know.
Yeah, we did have a Charlottetown PEI puzzle for the second of the individual qualifiers.
Yes, we did
earlier.
actually.
So
Yeah,
we
that
have
was
a little bit of PEI representation that way.
that was a nice puzzle actually.
Yeah, that was a beautiful puzzle.
Yeah.
Carly and Dana here, table 24. And so they have a lot of their pieces throughout where they're building as well, too.
And that's a controversial move for a number of
It
puzzlers.
can be, yeah.
Whereas some puzzlers say, no, never nothing in the middle, because then you have to take the time to move them out to build. Whereas other people say, no, long as they're roughly where they go, then I'm not moving my hand so much looking for them. So there are two different strategies, two different trains of thought for whether you should have pieces in the middle or not.
Yeah. Katie and Becky here at table 16. And they are definitely that more, it looks like as they're building out some islands, they're placing them into the center there to continue to build off of that. Maybe the mountain is part of what they had built out towards the top there. It looks very, oh yeah, that would be the top of the mountain that they have built out, I think. That's going to be attaching at some point. And then it can be a lot of fun as you start to connect these little floating islands along the way and get them connected to the edge and to each other. It can be very satisfying there. Oh, this is part of our international folks. I can't quite see the table number. I'm pretty sure that's Chloe and Sky. We've seen them a couple of times throughout the event. And they've really been building off the top. So it looks like they have most of the sky.
But if you look at, they have their puzzle turned the other direction. So so that they are both seeing it from the bottom side, and but yet being on opposite edges of the table. So this is the first two competitors I've seen doing it this way.
Yeah, and then keeping that end open, I'm assuming if they need to like slide things in or move them around a little easier, they're going to have that end open. They've got all their fruit and vegetables. Eat your fruit and vegetables first. They've got that all laid out, it looks like, on the right-hand side. Or on the left-hand side of their puzzle, the right-hand side of the screen for us here. All right, we got table 17. It looks like Shelby and Matt here at table 17.
Shelby and Matt, this is their second year in the competition. This couple was actually we found very intriguing and surprising last year as they came to the competition. They had never been in any of our virtual competitions, and they placed in I believe one of the top, well, certainly within the top 10. I believe Shelby actually placed within the top 3 or 4 in individual competition.
That's great.
And I think, I'm not sure, they are from Ontario, I'm not sure exactly, but we always find it surprising when we have a competitor that places very well that we've never heard of before, because usually we're expecting the ones we see in our virtuals and the ones who've been with us previous years. But it's always nice to know, there's still more fast puzzlers out there that we haven't met yet.
Well, and speaks to what you shared earlier about if you haven't tried to speed puzzle. You haven't tried any speed puzzling yet. I mean, first of all, it's fun regardless of how fast you are, but you might also be surprised at how speedy you might be. And you can check out the results for the event live, as obviously we haven't had anybody finish yet this round, but previous rounds and throughout our competitions today, our results get posted on the website, and after the fact you can access any of the results as well, and maybe do a little competition yourself with some of the finishers and see how you do. Table number 3, Andrea and Sophie, there on the left-hand side, and then table 21, Amy and Yuen, it looks like. I always get a kick out of how people have their little friends on the table.
There as well too.
That might be a capybara, maybe? I'm not sure exactly what that is on the table there.
I'm not sure. He's facing them, not us,
Yeah.
so that makes it a little bit more challenging for us.
He's cheering them
to
on the table
to see
there
as well.
Yeah, definitely.
No, ideally, as an organizer, when we're dealing with puzzles and stuff, our ideal goal is to have as many people as possible finish the puzzle within the allotted time. keeping in mind we also have schedules we need to try to keep so that we can keep the competition to 2 days.
Oh, yes.
But we have no concerns or issues with that, as this is a final. These are our top puzzlers, so it won't be long till you start hearing cheering and screaming coming from the room.
Yeah.
Here we have mother and daughter. We have Vicky Richardson and Tracy Nomanura. For those of you who don't know, in 2024, Vicky Richardson went to World Championships in Valladolid, Spain. They created a category of 60 and over, and Vicky Richardson placed first in the world in the over 60 category for puzzlers. So Canada does have a World Championship puzzler in our midst this evening.
Oh, woohoo!
Shout out to Vicky, and Tracy is always there trying to keep up with her mom.
Oh my gosh, I can imagine. Oh yeah, Alicia was my pairs partner last year, actually. So this is Lara and Alicia at table 28. She was my last minute pairs partner because she didn't have a partner last year, so I got to puzzle with her. It was a lot of fun. Again, building off that green. And it looks like they definitely have a bit more of a color sort going on. It looks like Lara's working on the white over at the end there.
Caitlin Albert and Megan Sloka.
Yes.
For those of you who are tuned in earlier, you probably already know that Megan Sloka is now a 3-time Canadian champion and a very, very good puzzler. And it's interesting to see how two very good puzzlers work together. So this is a good example to see how they actually do.
Yeah, and Caitlin was making those connections right on the top. And I love also, too, how you can be standing, sitting, or maybe half standing and sitting, like Megan at the moment.
Yes.
Get a little active in our puzzling sometimes, depending on that. Table 4, this would be Emily and Jean, I think?
Yes, I believe this is another one of our international pairs. Actually, I was chatting with them yesterday after one of the rounds, and they were complimenting the CJPA on what they felt was a very, very well-run event, and I take that as a very good compliment, seeing that a couple months ago they were at the U.S. Championships in Atlanta, Georgia, and we are a much smaller country, but from what they say, we are right there with them.
Oh, we got Amanda and Riley on the screen here.
Yes, our very own Amanda Boulanger, one of the co-presidents of CJPA. Amanda is not as much active as such as seen on during competition day, but leading up to competition day, believe me, everything goes through Amanda. She handles everything. She is. If it weren't for her, we would need a lot more volunteers.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you that for sure.
Yeah, Amanda, Fawn, and the rest of the team really do run a tight ship and do a lot of work to bring this to light. And it's worth noting, too, everyone on CJPA here this is a volunteer-run organization. Everybody's doing it for the love of puzzles and puzzling and community and all of that. So it's really great to see that. That was Emily, I believe, and Sophie there really quickly. Table number 1. Jessica and
I believe that's
Fifi,
two more of our international puzzlers on the left there.
And then table 40 is Virginie and Cindy. It looks like getting a bit of a closer view of them. So they've got, coming from the top down, even that whole mountainy area. Can't totally see it behind the box, but they're definitely building off that. And then again, building up from the bottom with that green.
As you can see with the timer, we were just over 30 minutes in. And if this were a 500-piece puzzle, we'd be seeing our first finishers. But just as a point to note, some people who might say, well, if they're 30 minutes, they do 500. Can you do 1,000 in an hour? It doesn't quite translate out that way. It takes a little bit more sorting and stuff to get going. But I think our times won't be too much over an hour for our first times.
You were mentioning that earlier about, I think it was 118 last year was the first time for the 1,000-piece pairs puzzle from last year. Yeah.
So I would think that we should be right around that time again this year. Yep.
Yeah. Kyle and Cosmo, again, some of our international folks joining us here for this puzzle, and you can see quite a bit that they're taking a little switch around the table, which can be a great strategy.
It is a good strategy. Sometimes you're looking at it and you're going, you know what, I'm struggling, or I'm hitting a wall, and it's okay, let's switch. And then a lot of times you'll look and what do? They switch, but then they find the pieces and they're reaching across the table and putting them in where they were just sitting. And
As long as they get in their event in
yeah,
some way or another.
Here you can see they're both doing that. Here we
Yeah.
have Caitlin McCluskey and her partner. I'm sorry, I've failed.
Caitlin and Charlotte,
Sure.
it looks like, at table 46. There,
Kate-
and they're both on the same side.
Yeah, Caitlin was somebody who was at our very first competition living in Canada, but since then, for work, she now lives in the U.S. And she comes back here to puzzle with us. So we greatly appreciate that.
That's great. This looks like Callie and Liz here at table 19. It looks like they're being very purposeful with definitely a bit more of a sort, building out those lighter pieces towards the bottom. That might be a bit of that rug and such in the middle. There's a little bit of a rug and some slippers and such by the dog. I don't think we've seen anybody work on the dog yet. That's that dreaded fur that comes
Here
up
we
sometimes.
have Danielle and
in speed
Allison,
puzzling.
two people from Ontario. They are both very active puzzlers. Allison is one of our volunteers, and she is the one who works with us and has created our ranking system.
Yes.
So hats off and a shout out to Allison, and thank you very much for creating that, as it really helps people who are active in the puzzling world say, how do I rank up? How do I fare against my peers in Canada?
Yep. And actually, we're hoping to have her hop on after she completes the puzzle, of course, but in this round a little later to talk a bit more about the ranking system. Looks like they're pretty close to connecting top to bottom. That gets to be a
And
notable moment when you're building a puzzle.
Some people will
like this.
actually deliberately keep the top separate from the bottom so that they can have it closer to themselves, and then they need to pull the two halves together. I've
Yeah.
seen that done certainly in the past.
Well, it can almost be, especially in pairs, you could almost each have kind of your top or bottom piece to work on and build out that way.
A lot of building down from the top here. This is Irina and her partner.
Irina and Hannah,
Hannah.
it looks like.
Yeah, and there a lot of the green tablecloth in the bottom, but the bulk seems to be coming from the top down.
Yeah, definitely.
So I know you had mentioned a little before about, the volunteers and the people involved with CJPA, and I have to, for those of you, I think most people know me, but I am one of the co-presidents and one of the founders of the CJPA, and we are really happy to see how it's grown and how many people are stepping up. But I do have to mention that all of the people that are involved in putting everything on this weekend in this fabulous venue are all doing this as volunteers. We have no paid employees, and you know what? They've done an absolutely tremendous job.
Absolutely. This is Amanda and Teresa working on the puzzle here. Again, quite a few of those kind of floating island bits that they have in the middle, but it's always, with a puzzle like this, that can be a bit
Here's a
busier.
wonderful view from the
see?
grandstands.
And a shout out to this venue too. I mean, this is obviously, I think it was double the size of what the competition was last year.
We went from last year we had space for 56 tables, and this year we've gone to 100 tables.
Yes.
We could have put in more, but we felt that we had to limit the size of our expansion in order that we still left room to grow in the future. And we have done very well. We sold out our individual rounds. We sold out all our pair rounds. Our team rounds, we did sell them out, but we cut back. We didn't use all 100 tables for team rounds
yeah.
because that was a large jump from the previous year. But gives us room to
look at
grow.
that.
There we are.
But you can also tell this is like
Families are
part
here to
of
cheer 'em on. They're
Yeah, this
friends.
is great. And because of this venue as well, it's got such great spectator seating. So we have a number of, even looking up there, you can see it's almost like maybe 3/4 full of people here cheering on folks and watching people puzzle.
And they're not being told to please be quiet. They're interested. You're able to up there and enjoy yourself because you're far enough away from the puzzle. It's not a distraction to the puzzlers at all.
Yeah, that's part of the challenge sometimes in different competitions, a venue, if you're snugged up right together and such. So this is table 30, Lisbeth and Kirsty working through the puzzle here.
It seems it's starting to come together now for a lot of people, and it seems
Yes.
the green tablecloth on the bottom, and then the rest of the bulk of it seems to be coming from the top down.
Yeah.
Here we have two puzzlers who are working with the puzzle sideways, so that they're both
Ah.
working from the bottom.
Jacinth and Joni.
I thought that was just
Are, yeah, and Jacinth, of course, together with Karine, is one of our French hosts of the live
our
stream.
French language commentators
Yep.
for the live stream.
You may have heard them earlier today. But yeah, they're doing that. I think that's maybe the second group we've seen that's building it that way. I kind of like that idea, actually, of building the puzzle that way. You know, it doesn't
Well,
give you
if
as much room to maneuver around the edges necessarily, but I can see that working out pretty good. Elaine and Tasha here. I recognize a number of these names too from the virtual competitions. If you haven't, we do virtual competitions as well with the CJPA that open up once a season for registration. You can keep an eye on the website at canadianjpa.ca, and that also becomes a way to really get into and try out. Give it a go of the competition of speed puzzling as well.
It should be Gayleen and
Andrea Ann?
yeah,
Andre Ann.
Yeah, Andrea Ann and Gayleen.
Yeah.
I believe they are both out of the Ottawa area, at Gatineau, I believe. Quebec is well represented here at this competition, and there are some very fast puzzlers.
So they have their cover to
turn this-
match the orientation of the puzzle on the
Yes.
table. So that it's kind of funny because it can feel weird because you're not looking at the image upright, but you are then looking at the image to match what you're puzzling. Oh yeah, they've got the little. I saw somebody shout out that little Yeti in the corner on the live stream earlier too. It is really, really cute. It is really cute, the artwork here. And this artwork it's the artist, Dave Mitchison is the artist of this artwork, which I don't know that he had necessarily a number. I think he's had one other puzzle with Ravensburger. I could be wrong on that, but just with some research we were doing, I'm not sure that we've seen a lot of his puzzles before, but really amazing artwork for
One
this
of the
puzzle.
questions that people ask, they say, well, who picks the puzzles? Who actually picks the puzzles? And I can give you a little bit of a rundown on that. And we work with Ravensburger, and one of the things we wanted to do, in which they have helped us, is we wanted to be able to highlight Canadian artists wherever we could. As a small volunteer association, we do not have the wherewithal or the connections to be able to deal directly with the artists. So we rely on Ravensburger. They have the connections, they have the business connections and stuff with the artists. So they connect with the artists, and they help us, to select puzzles, so that what we really want is we want puzzles that make nice speed puzzling puzzles, but that are also memorable, that people like to keep. And if you've seen one of the boxes, or if you take a look at the box, you'll notice on it we also have the Canadian Jigsaw Puzzle Association logo, our Canadian Nationals for 2026. So I like to think that these are keepsakes. These are collection puzzles. These are not ones that you're going to sort of do once and then take to the thrift store. These are ones that we hopefully people keep in their collection for some time.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, unreleased and so extra special in that regard as well for these puzzles. 42, this is coming back to Andrea and Mara, who we did see earlier.
And they're moving along quite nicely.
They're moving along very nicely, getting a lot of that. It seems like the sky with the lines, the window frames, or the lines of the window in there too. We'll see people kind of building that a bit piecemeal, but having the pieces kind of in their right place, even if they're not necessarily connected yet. We're seeing a lot of that come up with where folks are at progress-wise. So far, table 67 is Melanie and Julie. And
It seems the pair seems a little less frantic when they're doing the 1,000 piece. At this point, they will certainly get a little more frantic near the end, but with a 500 piece puzzle, they seem to be more at a frantic pace than they are here. People settle in more on a comfortable pace. They're finding their pieces, they're working on them, and there were a nice big join. Somebody's taken a section and put a nice section right inside there. That's wonderful when you're able to do that.
Almost had it attached. Very close to getting ready to be attached, that's for sure. Oh, we've got quite a bit of progress here. Table number 4, again, Jean and Emily.
2 of our
that are
international competitors.
competitors. And a lot of that, again, like their pieces are in the right place, maybe not always connected yet, but you can really see the image coming out in the progress that they've made there so far.
Here we have Margaret and Stephanie Odell.
Yeah.
I believe they are local or very close to local. I'm not sure if they live in Georgetown, but they live very close. They are another mother-daughter team that have been with us right from the beginning, and we enjoy having them join us every year.
How big was when and how big was the very first competition then, nationals?
The very first competition was held here in Georgetown in a community center called the Gellert Center, and it was done in, I believe it was a one-day event on the 1st of October in 2023. Yeah.
Okay.
And we didn't actually call it a Canadian Championship at that time. We called it the Great Canadian Puzzle Challenge.
Oh.
And that was under my insistence because I was afraid that what if this doesn't work and we have a Canadian Championship and then it never happens again, and we didn't want that sort of out there. But we found out very quickly that we were onto something and that it was going to be a success. So we now consider that as the first Canadian Championship, even though at the time we didn't actually call it that. That was in October of 2023. We found we were just after Worlds, which is in late September of that year. And we felt that we needed to get ahead of Worlds so that people could sort of go through the progress of sort of regionals, nationals, and then finish up at Worlds. And so we were faced with, how do we do this? We need to get to spring. In Canada, as everybody knows, you do not want to do a puzzle competition in the middle of summer. Summer is outdoor season in Canada. And in the very middle of winter, you have to be concerned about weather as well. So the shoulder seasons of either the fall or the spring seems to be the best season. We moved it forward. In 6 months, we went to a 2-day competition in 2024 on the first weekend of May. May is also a tricky month because you have the first weekend available, then second weekend is Mother's Day. The following weekend, May long weekend, which all Canadian knows you do not plan things on May long weekend. And so then there was the final weekend. We did 2 years on the first weekend of May. And then when we looked to move to this venue, because of hockey season in Canada, we had to move to the back end of May in order to allow the local hockey teams to finish their playoffs before the ice came out. So that's how we got to this point.
Yeah. How many? Do you remember how many people were in that first competition then?
We had 56 tables because that was the most we could fit in there. We did one round shared table, so there would have been 112 individual, 56 pairs, I believe we were, and then we had only I believe 40 teams.
Okay. And this round we had, by comparison, 400 individual competitors that completed yesterday with that. So quite a bit of growth. So this is the 4th.
Yes,
when
the
we're
4th.
Counting the Great Canadian Puzzle Challenge
Yes,
as number 1.
That is number 1. This is our 4th. Yeah, this is our 4th annual.
That's great.
That first one was done as a single-day competition where we had the only one that had a qualifying and a final was the individual. The pairs and teams were a single event. And that's where we learned, too, that in that event we had only a 500-piece puzzle for the team event, and we found
that would have been super fast.
It was. It was.
Yes.
It was too fast.
Yes.
But to be able to fit it in one day, we're restricted as what you can do. So we soon discovered we had to be a 2-day event to make it a true national.
And speaking of one-day events, our regionals, I'll give a quick shout out to the regional events coming up. So we have really, again, across Canada, Regionals, Manitoba's in July, BC, Nova Scotia, Quebec is in August, Ontario, September, and Alberta. We are planning, we don't have the date 100% set yet, but we're working to get that confirmed as well. To really bring our regionals, those are all one-day events. There's one round of each competition of individual, pairs, and teams during that one day. And again, equally as competitive and fun and enjoyable to be a part of those, but definitely recommend taking a look at the website. Most, I believe, are open for registration. Maybe not all of them yet, but keep an eye on our website. Sign up for the newsletter as well, canadianjpa.ca, and then you'll be notified of those regionals events. So even if you come out for, again, give yourself a quick try at individual or find a friend for pairs, or the very first Alberta one, I dragged my kids into that one too. They were a little bit begrudgingly got roped into doing teams, but we did have a lot of fun together at that, and those are really, really great. A little great taster that might be a bit closer to home for some of us.
Well, actually, usually I do not compete at these events because I'm too busy, and it's sort of...
Oh, we're getting... sorry, I'm just going to pause real quick. It looks like we've got the dog and the Yeti making a connection down in the corner there. I'm not sure what table that was, table 77. So that looks like Claire and Serena made a connection in the bottom. It's always fun to see that happen.
Yeah. What I was going to mention is that I am actually competing this year, and I am competing with my daughter and her boyfriend and her boyfriend's daughter, and we qualified for the final from the last round. So we are very excited to be. It's the first time we have ever qualified out of a round towards a final, so we're quite excited about that. So I will be back on the puzzle floor again after this event.
We'll be calling your name out on the live stream. Had you competed and not qualified before? Is that
we competed last year. We missed by 30. I was 36 or 38 seconds. We missed qualifying last year. So our goal this year was to qualify. The puzzle was very difficult. We didn't finish it. We didn't feel that we had done well enough to qualify, but lo and behold, we did. So we're excited about that.
Chloe and Sabrina here at table 75. Getting some, so they have pieces kind of spread around. The puzzle's in the middle, and you'll see the pieces spread around. Looks like they may be pretty decently sorted at this point, but that can be another way, especially as pieces get sorted well into different areas, where it can allow for each person to kind of have easier reach of the sections they're working on.
It seems to be somewhat of a sort of a process you see a lot of people do when, as they flip the pieces, they push everything to the outside of the table and leave the middle open to build the puzzle. That can be very helpful for building that way, but it can be difficult if you're working on the right and the piece you need is on the left.
Yes.
It can be difficult. So, like I say, each method has its advantages and its disadvantages.
Yep. Jacqueline and Chelsea here at table 95. Are working, and again, they're working in these bigger chunks, not necessarily having put the whole edge together, but definitely working in those bigger chunks. We were talking yesterday too on the live stream about how sometimes there's like puzzles within the puzzles. You find your little section. In this case, definitely it looks like that top part with the mountains and the windows and everything is becoming its own little puzzle within a puzzle for somebody to work on. Oh, we got Megan
and Caitlin.
It's like Megan and Caitlin here. Oh my gosh.
They're top and bottom. Well, she has the dog on the bottom right finished, which I haven't seen that completed on any other puzzle as of yet.
Just missing a couple little Yeti feet or maybe dog feet there.
And
in
as
the corner.
you mentioned, that window section down the middle there, that seems to be mostly done. And
working on those sides, the two sides of the window, it looks like, and then working up from the bottom with that rug and such in the middle there. Rug and slippers and a few other things that are in the little bit of a darker
Here's
part.
where you see where the puzzle goes from being a border and some areas working in from the border to where they start to connect, and now you've got holes. So your different things are areas where they're complete and other areas where we just have holes. Here we see a puzzle where virtually the whole top is complete.
Wow. Yep. Just working on that bottom part.
They have not done the dog yet or the middle there, but they are doing they are very fast. They're doing very well. They have the fondue and the fruit bowls done there on the left.
And you can see that moment when you pick up that piece and you're like, where does it go? I
Yeah.
just saw her have that moment. And sometimes too, that's part of the strategy as well. Like when puzzling, regardless of which competition, is pick up a piece. You don't want to hang on to it too long necessarily, because you can end up spending a lot of time searching for one piece, when maybe if you put it down and grab the next one, you're able to find that a little bit easier.
Ideally, you would like to be able to handle a piece once or as minimal as possible, but that's not always possible.
No, it's not always possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here we have another.
Table 3, Andrea and Sophie.
They are doing very well.
They're doing very well. It's like they've got the bulk of it there, and they're just starting to really fill in some of those gaps. And you can also really start to look for certain colors at this stage, like, oh, I need one piece that's got a little bit of this color here, or a little bit of the blue, or a little bit of white on it. And that can jump out a little easier, especially as there's less pieces to look at on your table as well, too.
This is a sign of a puzzle that has a lot of nice things to work on. Whereas when I was co-hosting the second round, we had the PEI houses. There was one large red house in the middle, and it was very easy to predict. And yes, most of the puzzlers had left that till last, because it was a very easy to see that was going to be a difficult part of the puzzle. Whereas here, everybody's all over the map. Some people are starting with different areas and so on, but I can't see how I can look at this puzzle and say this is one particular area that's going to be last for almost everybody.
Yeah. I like those more solid colors from a sorting perspective.
Yes.
Can be handy, but then from an assembling perspective, not necessarily as easy. Kyle and Cosmo again here, very brightly colored shirt. Have a little bit of fun.
Yeah, a lot of it seems as though certainly the top half of the puzzle is being completed by most people before they do too much of the bottom.
It's interesting because when you look at the box, I feel like that middle piece would look relatively straightforward. It's definitely lighter, but then when you see people puzzling, they're leaving that to the end. So that's part of, sometimes you don't know until you're actually looking at the pieces and seeing the puzzle itself. On the box, it might look pretty simple and straightforward, but once you get into it, it may not be as obvious to build out certain areas.
No, I think it seems to me that sort of middle sort of floor area and that what looks like the fire pit or whatever it is just above it there. I believe that seems to be that, or is that a coffee table there?
Oh yes, like a little coffee table in the middle.
That sort of mid area from the slippers to the skin rug and the coffee table. I think that's going to be sort of the finishing area for a lot of people.
It looks like it is, and the dog too, which we were kind of predicting. The fur tends to be challenging.
It
so
is,
that
and
looks
there's
like
lots of people, the minute they see fur, it's throw it aside. Throw it aside. We'll come back to it when we have to.
Eventually you'll have to.
Yeah. In the case here for
there.
Megan and Caitlin, no, they've
got their dog built out.
They've attacked the dog, and it is done.
They got the dog and the Yeti all fully built out there in the corner, and then working a little bit more on those light and the windows building down from the top, as well as filling in some of the blanks in the bottom there too. This probably is my favorite time of a puzzle. Like even if I'm speed puzzling or just for fun at home, like you're kind of 3/4 of the way done. Maybe, and it's like it becomes a lot more fun to be able to easily find pieces.
I was going to mention with Megan, if you next time she's up on the screen, if you watch Megan, you will see she's working. Her right hand is putting pieces in, and she's focusing on looking at her right hand, while her left hand is reaching and grabbing another piece. And she always has pieces in both hands at all times.
Oh my gosh, it's like having two brains
Yes.
going at the same time. Chloe and Sky, again, are in some of our international competitors here. Looks like they've got most of the top done, a couple little spots to still fill in, but they're really building out that middle rug, coffee table, shadows that we were talking about a minute or so ago, and still working on building out their dog as well, too. And table number 1, Jessica and Fifi, I think, building out. They're pretty similar to, we're getting kind of close with a few of these competitors
I would
here.
say the space is getting smaller. And here we're coming up on an hour. We're right at the 57-minute mark. And you can see what we had said earlier, that sort of 1 hour 15 to 1 hour 18. I think we may come in even a little underneath that, actually.
I think we will. I think it's going to beat what it was last year there.
I think we're going.
So,
Yes.
yeah, it's going to be a tight top 10. I saw some comments in the in YouTube here on the live stream. Yeah, a Swiss cheese close versus a black close is definitely, or block close, yes, Dirt puzzle there. That's part of it. We're definitely a little less Swiss cheese so far on their puzzle at the moment, but getting into some of these blocks here as well. Love to see them all smiling as they puzzle. That's one of the comments here on YouTube, and I totally agree. I think for the most part, even when you might have a moment of frustration here and there, it's still very much a fun, smiling adventure to do together here. So yeah, you were talking about Megan and her pick up one and
her
find
other
and
hand
place.
is busy looking for pieces, and
Oh yeah, she always does that, hey? That's so impressive.
whereas you see, if you look to the left, you see the fellow on the left there, he's using basically one hand,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah. I think that's one of the things I've heard folks will work on too, is the ability to be able to puzzle with both your hands instead of focusing more on one hand.
I had a
Can be.
chance to practice that last fall, as I am actually left-handed, but I had surgery on my left wrist, and so it was in a cast for 6 weeks. So I was forced to puzzle with one hand, with only my right hand, and the odd part about it was I posted some of my best times.
Did you?
I did.
Oh,
Just
that's funny.
In my own home, doing them quietly, not at a
Yeah.
competition. But it really made me think. My right hand is more useful than I think it is. I just, out of habit, don't use it. So I've been trying to focus more on using both hands since then.
Oh, that could even be a fun little practice thing to do, is to puzzle with. So you
Ti-
legitimately just used your right hand because you're left-handed.
I was in a cast.
Yeah.
I was in a cast and a sling, so I was unable to use it at all. Oh, now
The
we're seeing
non-dominant hand
we're
competition.
seeing a lot of people now really
Yeah.
starting to
Katie
close
and
in.
Devin.
We're getting down to
And look
where
how they
we
got-
have just the holes in the puzzle now.
And you
As we-
see hands start to move a lot faster
Yes.
at this point,
Yes.
right? Yeah. Like Devin's hands, I think, are moving pretty
Yeah.
quick and speedy. I found out Devin is a fellow Lethbridge, Alberta gal, which is
And
wonderful.
I think it's one of the things that you see some people, the good puzzlers, they pick up a piece and they're able to spin it in the one hand quite easily, quite quickly, and it's because, you know, when you pick it up, oh, I need it spin 180 degrees or 90 degrees, and they're able to do it quickly with the one hand while they're grasping with the other hand. So it's a sign of good puzzlers, and probably something else that I would think that people practice from time to time.
Yeah, there are a lot of nuances, like especially as you're speed puzzling and wanting to get faster and faster. There's a lot of nuances that you can work on to really build up your skill and speed with puzzling. Oh, look at this, table 1 and 2. It looks like a bit of a showdown. Maybe.
Yeah.
I think table 2 is going to have the leg up here, which they did. Chloe and Sky won the first qualifier round.
Okay.
Or the second qualifier round. No. Oh, yeah. Second qualifier round for pairs
Okay.
yesterday. So they're super speedy. They're actually roommates, so they live together. They get a lot of time to
Yes,
practice
yes.
puzzling together, which is very helpful. Very helpful if you
Yes,
actually
it
live
looks as
together
though they're
too.
down to a small area down there,
Maybe
just in the
15
bottom.
pieces they had left
Yeah.
there. A lot of little holes to fill in the gaps here, but because they're so specific, it may be
Yeah.
easier to see. And like you were saying, Megan's
Well,
hands
Megan
being
is
two at
one
the
who
same
really
time.
picks up speed when she gets to this
Yeah.
level.
Oh,
I
come
see our
on.
first finish coming here
Yep.
right away. We're at just
101. Chloe
101.
and Sky.
wow.
Great
Oh, there
stuff.
was a piece on the floor. Now
Yep.
we have it in. Yeah.
And worth noting, though, because they're international competitors, they will not be the fastest speed puzzlers in Canada.
You know, like I say, we're happy to have them here, but they will not
Absolutely.
be on our podium.
Yeah, they won't be on the podium. We're, of course, happy to have them here. But yeah, Caitlin and Megan here, definitely. Ooh, like 15 pieces there, maybe. But oh, yeah, every time they pick one up, they're putting it in.
Yes.
They're right at that spot where it's like,
Yeah, this is where I like to watch Megan work. This is when Megan hits a speed and
really
that
does.
just seems
And
to be
Caitlin,
unbelievable.
too. They're both just
Yes, they are.
pick it up, put it in, pick it up,
They're-
put it in.
wow.
And Caitlin's kind of using her finger to point where she's going to.
They are moving very, very
They are
quickly.
moving very fast. Oh my gosh.
There we are, our first Canadian
Our
finisher.
Canadian champions.
102.09 according to our clock, but
Yep.
that's not official time. But
Yeah.
Wow, very, very well done.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. Caitlin and Megan,
So
our
now
Canadian
we
pairs
have
champions.
we have Megan on the gold medal now for singles and pairs so far this
both.
competition. We have the team competition later today. Maybe we'll have a clean sweep. We're not sure.
Ooh, we'll have to see. I had a moment there of like, how do they have a window on their puzzle? Oh, wait a minute, that's their tray. Okay.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
oh
they
no,
have a tray
that
with a
whole
wood
thing.
edge
Yeah.
around it.
Yeah, so there, but similar, getting like still a bit more of that gap in that dark spot we
Yeah.
were talking about earlier. A little bit of the dog face and nose that they were still working on. We have Devin here with Katie.
Yeah, they're
Getting-
it looks
and
like
again,
they're
just
down
so
to maybe
speedy.
about 40 pieces, maybe 50 pieces or so.
The angle
Maybe
of
a
the
little
lighting
more
right
than
now
that.
makes it look a little, almost makes the puzzle almost look purple, but
Yeah.
absolutely they're working on the darker pieces there too.
I
Same
think
with Kyle
I think
and Cosmo
yeah, I think
here.
Katie and Devin had a little bit. They're a little bit ahead of this
I think
group.
they are ahead of,
I think
of
they're
these
a little
guys.
bit ahead of these two here. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they are. Yeah, it's always satisfying when you can like pick up that piece and know exactly where it goes when you get down to this point, when you get down to this part of the competition here.
Yeah, two more of our international puzzlers here. Actually,
I think
they're
this is, oh
doing
yeah,
ve-
table 4.
yeah, they're doing very well.
Yeah. Yeah, just building out that little gap part. Oh, and then they've still got some of the dog to work on there too. I can see.
Yeah,
under
so they're a little
her
ways away to
elbow.
go yet. Yeah.
Yeah, a little ways to go. I think we're going to have Katie and Devin. We don't see them on the screen at the moment, but I think they're going to be coming
I
in
think
next.
they're going to be coming up quickly.
From what,
Yeah, and this pair here, our international pair here, is also doing very well. They're very close to finishing. This is always challenging when you
Oh,
get this, like
I
you're
know.
fighting over space and pieces.
when you saw that, she picked up the piece, didn't really fit, put it down again really quickly, pick up another one. Okay, it goes in.
Yeah.
You know, you can get a little. Yep, got that one in there. That's great.
This can be challenging because like you're both in the same
It's like-
little spot.
And you're like, oh no, I
It's
thought
like,
that
get
went
out
there.
of my way. This
Yeah.
is mine. Mine goes there.
A little bit of hand wrestling
it's right.
going on at this stage in the
But
game.
the
there,
the good pairs and the good teams obviously figure it out. In the case of teams, a lot of times you'll see two that will back off near the end. Very
Yes.
well done. 104.
job, ladies.
104.49, I believe it showed.
104.49. That's amazing.
There again, I just must remind you, these are not official times. They're what
That
we're
again,
seeing.
Yeah.
So,
And
but
those were
there should be-
also
if they're
international
not,
competitors.
And if that's not their time, I'm sure it's very close to that. But that's what's showing on our clock in front of us here.
Pretty sure our clock is accurate.
Is it?
Pretty
Well,
accurate at this point.
Well, then that's good
yeah,
to know.
we should
Then-
be good with that. Maybe off a second,
Yeah,
a few seconds
yeah.
here and there, but yeah. So that's great. Just over an hour
No,
for
yeah,
finishing.
yeah.
Like
I-
for our first place,
first-
our first and second, we're just
You had asked
101,
me up front,
102.
and I said an hour and a half. I was
Ooh.
way off on
Yeah.
that prediction.
What are we going to have to give him a 2,000 piece puzzle next year? What's going to keep him a little slower again?
I'm not sure. I think
That might be a
I
bit
think
much.
you're going to find the competitors from this round are
Oh,
are
Devin's
very
lightning
pleased
hands.
with this puzzle. I think
Devin-
this was a very good puzzle for a final for pairs. I really do.
Katie and Devin are getting super speedy here.
Yeah.
I know. I think the last time we saw them, they were kind of starting to regather. I think they might have switched tables, sides of the table, actually, too. I could be wrong. It depends how the camera was on them last time.
Devin
but
was actually our champion of our very first competition. Yes, she won our individual. She is the inaugural Canadian champion.
Oh, that's great.
Katie has always been done very well. Katie's been right there in the
Yep.
top, right in the a podium finisher every year since she's been involved.
Oh, Liam.
Here we have Liam and Cameron Bennett.
Yep. So they're just working on that last piece, or that last section.
Yeah, and it, like I said, everybody's come from the top down.
Yes, definitely.
And the dog seems to be done, but it is that sort of middle area that is seems to be left till the end.
Yeah. Building out the dog, building out the carpet or the rug, and the shadow. It's actually the shadow that's under that table in the middle, which is pretty dark.
It's always hard to
that one.
guess. You look at it, you think, oh, they've only got 50 pieces left. But then when you realize, you think, really? It's hard to guess.
I mean, that
how
might be
many
like
pieces
100.
are,
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
hard to
Amanda
guess
and
how many
Riley.
pieces are actually left. Yes. Riley and Amanda are doing very well. There again, that area in the center, but yet you see they have a few more holes on the left side of their puzzle, which is not completed yet as well, whereas a lot of people have those holes filled already.
Yeah. And I think too, even,
Here we
Devin
go. I
and
believe we're going to
Katie.
see another finish here right away.
Come on. I almost feel like I'm going to hold my breath
Katie
at
is
this
out of
stage.
Quebec, and Devin originally from Ontario. I believe she's recently
lives in
moved to
Lethbridge
Alberta
now.
to Lethbridge.
She's my
so
fellow Lethbridgian.
There's Bridges. So here
Yes,
we have
if that's the official word, I
people
don't know.
from different parts of the country teaming up, which is really nice to see.
Absolutely. Oh,
Look at their hands
5,
go.
4,
Look at that.
3, 2, 1.
Well done. 107.50.
107.50.
Wow. Very good time. Very
Good
good time.
job. Good job, Leah. So they would be our second Canadian finishers, I believe.
Yes, they are, yes.
As far as official results and placement
Yes.
here today. So congratulations to Devin and Katie. That's amazing. That's amazing. I'm not sure what the table number is here on the right. Oh, table 4. Yeah, they've been pretty speedy all along table 4. Shinli and Emily at table 4 there. Looks like they're just down to their last little bit of
And
the
and
dog
the two
slash
fellows,
rug.
and their table partner beside them, table 3. They are also right down to the last few pieces in that same area.
Yep.
It seems to be it's sort of a nondescript area, but it seems that's
it's just
where
like
people
the
are
white,
finishing out. Yeah.
white dog face, white rug, white blanket. There's kind of a mix of white, white, and white right in
Yes.
that area.
And
that
see, you're
comes up.
seeing the same thing here as well too. So it seems that is the finishing area.
Yeah, it definitely is. Oh, they're getting there. Maybe
Yeah.
10, not even 5, 6 pieces left in
They're
there.
going in.
And boom, 109.
109.04.
Yay! Oh, they're right there. Okay,
Yeah.
well, we'll cheer for you. Yay!
There. Yeah.
I don't know if everybody sees them. You know, it's kind of funny too because we on the live stream here, we really do have the best seat in the house in a lot of ways because we have the cameras and we're looking at the screen so we can see what everybody's doing.
There we
there.
go,
Oh,
another-
table 4. Shinli and Emily just finished there. Congratulations. Those last two finishers again are part of our international competitors. They're not placing in the competition. So table 3, Andrea and Sophie.
Yeah, and
Okay,
here we have
we're going
two
for
of
bronze.
our competitors out of Quebec.
Going for number 3, I believe.
Yeah, the table number 3. Yeah.
I'm gonna double check our results
And
as we're talking too.
Here,
See if I can see some live
look
results
if you look
here.
at their puzzle, they have not one
they
sort
did
of
that.
one area. They have just single pieces scattered throughout the whole puzzle.
So
Yeah,
that's and in some ways that can be a little. You got to do a lot more moving your head around,
Yeah.
but it can be easier to pick up a piece and know where it goes versus that
but
white
how
section.
how do you get to that point? Is our yeah. Here we have Liam and Tess on the right there out of British Columbia.
down to
They're down to
30-ish
their last
pieces?
pieces as well too. So 2 more Canadian finishers coming up. I
That's
believe we
looking
have our
very
first
close.
2, so we're still looking for our bronze medalist.
Yeah,
and-
we are looking
oh,
for a bronze medalist here.
Yeah,
So this is pairs final. Yeah, it looks like we had no results quite yet on there, so I'm not totally sure, but we'll get
No,
that.
it
Those will be
takes a little-
updated. Takes a little bit of getting them
Yeah.
input, but yeah. Okay, this is Andrea and Sophie at table 3.
They
They
looks as though
are
they could
almost
be our
there.
next finisher, unless there's another one that the cameras haven't
Yes, there
caught.
it is.
but-
Let's find. Oh, that piece. Yay!
Hey,
good
very well done.
job.
110.56 or 57.
110.
I'm not sure, but it's
Yeah.
a very good time nonetheless. There we have
Oh,
another.
table
here.
13. We
Sophie
didn't catch them.
and Emily,
Sophie
right
and
on their
Emily.
heels.
That might have been. We don't know for sure who came in first there because we
No,
didn't see them
that's
both
right.
at
The
the same
camera was
time.
not on them. They could have been ahead. That's why I say don't
So
take our
that-
word for it. Go to
Yeah.
the website to get the official times.
Yep. So either one of them, I believe, would have been third. So that's great. That is great. Finish first, finish second. Yeah, we'll wait for a few more finishers here, and then we're going to also have a bit of time to talk to some of our pairs and our winning
There's
pairs.
Danielle and Allison, both from Southern Ontario. They're doing
yes.
very well.
Table 11.
They've got that same sort of area there, which is the major area.
the
like you
island
said.
of white.
Yes.
An off-white, maybe that's what we'll call it.
And it's not really even one thing. It's a number of different things in white. Which
Well,
I've seen
dog
that,
nose. We got the white blanket, like white little blanket, and then the white rug in the middle.
Yeah, and I think that seems to be which is what's maybe what's it's making people leave it until the end.
Yep.
Oh, here we have two more finishers.
Great. That was table 25. So that's Bastien and Adele finishing there. Good job.
Oh,
Yay,
very
we'll
well
applaud
done.
you from here.
And
But
Liam
that's
and Tess, I
wonderful.
see two more coming right
Oh,
away.
yes, they're almost done there. Liam and Tess. Good stuff. Oh, Liam and Tess. Oh, and then Amanda and Riley. It's going to be a showdown. Look at this.
Yeah, they're
Oh, my
there.
God.
Oh, the two of them are neck and neck there. Who's got it? Oh, Amanda and Riley. They managed to
my
sneak
gosh.
in ahead of
They really did. They really got just
Liam
ahead
and
of them
Tess.
there.
Yeah, just ahead of them.
Oh, congrats, Amanda and Riley, and then Liam and Tess.
Very well
Wonderful.
done. Now they're coming in fast and furious.
That is so good. That is so good. Yes, exactly. We're at the point now where you start to see, like, you kind of get your first maybe stragglers of finishers. And then,
Just a moment, okay?
Yep. And this is table, oh my gosh, I can't see the number for sure. That was table 20 something. And then we had Cameron and Liam
That's fine.
coming up as well, just finishing their last maybe 6, 7, 8 pieces that they're putting into the dog, the fur, the dreaded fur in the corner there, getting that done as well. Again, from Nova Scotia here with their dad. Perfect.
There we are.
Good job. Good job, guys. Hi. I love when people wave to our live screen. I always wave back even though they can't see me. This
So are
is
we
table
going-
23.
So
we
we're
can bring
going
in
to
our
have some
winners.
guests joining us, I believe, aren't we?
Yeah, we can. Caitlin
Okay.
and Megan are going to be coming over,
Okay,
and we'll
we-
have a little chat with them. And again, Caitlin and Megan are first place. They're our first place Canadian champions here in pairs. I think that's already on for you.
We are joined by Caitlin Albert and Megan Sloka.
Hello. Hello.
Wonderful.
I don't think we need to tell you how to speak into the mic. You have been here with us before, and congratulations. So very well
Yes.
done.
Thank
Very
you.
nice time.
Yeah.
Good job, M&Ms.
So tell us your thoughts on this puzzle.
It was a really good one. You looked at it and you just said, yeah.
I literally said, I love it, I love it, I love it, and I'm not lying this time.
It's,
We believe in positivity.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell sometimes.
Yeah.
It seemed to us here that there was so many things you could choose to work on.
Yeah.
It's not as though, what are we going to do? It's just like, where to start? It all looks good.
Yeah.
I sorted out like the mountain, I sorted out like the beams for the windows and the chandelier portion with the sky, and then all of the fuzzy stuff for you.
She did the entire window, section by section.
Yeah.
I worked my way through all of the fuzz on the floor. The stuffed
Okay.
animal, the dog, the
Oh,
other
the
surprise
fuzz.
dog in the back.
It's a good way to describe it. We were talking about kind of that white area and such, but yeah, the fuzzy dog, the fuzzy blanket, the fuzzy floor, the fuzz of all kind there. Yes.
That appears to be where most people are finishing up. It almost seems as though the border came, the green tablecloth on the bottom, and then top down after that.
The green tablecloth was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good quick win for most everybody, I think, on that. So yeah. How do you guys prepare for pairs? Do you do a lot of working together on it? I'm getting a
We've
giggle over
practiced
there.
before a lot. Well, I don't.
She doesn't practice very much, she's just too good already.
I'm taking this back.
It's hard for us to argue with that when I see we have Megan as a already three-time individual champion. So it's
Yeah.
going to be hard for you to argue that point.
Devin's the only one so far who's won first in individuals, pairs, and teams. So
Okay.
You've got 2 out
that
of 3
title's
so
under
far
threat
today?
now.
You have 2 out of 3 so far today.
Oh, they're finishing.
Ooh, good for them.
That
There
is
they are.
great. Yeah.
We're seeing some very fast times. We predicted we were going to be around an hour and 15, but we're well below that. Your finishes were well below that.
Yeah.
Do you know what your
I
time
think the
was?
qualifiers primed us for a lot later.
102.11,
Oh, yeah, okay.
I think.
Yeah.
It would have been around 102 because I think the other one was just
yeah, I
before
think
that.
102.11.
That's
Yeah.
a very good time.
Yeah.
Very good time.
Do you guys have any particular way you communicate while you're working on a puzzle together?
Do we have that?
We talk a lot
Yeah.
about things that are relevant and things that aren't.
And she keeps me positive.
Yes.
Well,
When you say
that
things
seems
that
to-
are
it must
Keeps me
relevant,
positive.
yeah.
Well,
But
that,
like,
that must work because you you did very
Yeah.
well.
but even when you're saying things that are relevant and things that aren't, like, do you mean not always stuff related directly to the puzzle, or a little bit of like?
So I'll say to her, hey, this might go with the plant I just gave you, and if it doesn't,
Gotcha.
put it over here. And she'll be like, oh, that actually goes with this, and then I know I'm looking for that also.
Oh yes.
So like she'll
yeah.
tell me kind of if it went with something or if it didn't, so then I know what I need to look for to give to her so that she can complete that section.
Yeah.
Like the handle of the fondue pot, I didn't know what that was for a while, and then I realized it was sideways
Oh.
and should be way over here instead.
Yeah. Part of the fun with pairs, I know with teams too, can be everybody sees things a little differently, and then it starts to bounce off each other and get the pieces come together. So
Oh, Cameron and
that's
Amy.
great. Yeah.
So maybe enlighten me. I'm not sure. I don't remember from sort of the stream. Did you both work on the same side, or did one work top and one work bottom?
We filled in. I filled in a bunch of the little things, the pillows, most of the stuff on the table, the bright red and yellow skis.
And did you sit
And
opposite
by that
each
time,
other?
Caitlin was finished sorting, so she just started in on the windows.
Yeah.
So I was mainly on the top, where she
Okay.
was mainly on the bottom, and
Okay.
then when we were finally met up, there was like maybe 15, 20 pieces left, so we never had to overlap each other.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. Oh, that's good.
That's great. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you so much.
Congrats,
having
of
us.
course.
Yeah.
And you're hoping to come back for a third time here, maybe today, right? We'll see.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well,
what's the equivalent of an
I'm hoping to
EGOT
get some
in
rest.
puzzling?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the other part.
The Sunday is a busy day when you have a team qualifier, a pairs final, and a team final. That is a busy day. So yes, thank you so much for joining us, and yeah, we hope we get to talk to you again today. All right,
Thanks, ladies.
Karen, thank you so much.
All right. That looks like can't quite catch the table number there. I think it said 14. That just
That's
finished.
Ivy Banna on the left, and I
Is that
believe
Ivy?
Caroline.
Oh, Carolina.
Yeah, I call her
on-
KJ. I think we seems to.
KJ.
But yeah, they are local here from Georgetown.
Oh,
actually.
wonderful. Yeah, and then we have
Yeah.
table 29 here as well. That is
Oh,
Elaine
here
and Tasha.
Irina and her partner are
Ooh.
just finishing up. Table number 20. Oh,
Table 16.
looking for that last
Oh
piece.
my gosh.
Where is it? Where
Did
is
they
it?
have an
I
extra
have an
piece?
extra one.
Oh gosh, so that happens sometimes too. It's one thing to.
Yeah.
All right, they got it. They got it finished there. Yeah. But yeah, sometimes it's not just having a missing piece. Sometimes you end up with an extra piece and
That's
wonder
right,
where that
that's
came
right.
from.
No.
What was it? The fuzz. Now that we know we're calling this section the fuzz, they're working on the fuzz down there.
Yeah, that seems to be that last finishing area for
Yep.
most people. That's
Yeah,
certainly
definitely that last finishing area. So,
yes.
table 31.
Gayleen and and
Andrea Ann.
Andrea Ann.
Andrea Ann in there, yes. And then we didn't catch their table number, but we'll
Yeah.
give them a wave. Congrats for finishing
And
there.
that's
I
Carly
can't
on
see
the
the-
right, on the left, and I'm not sure her partner.
Okay.
Carly
yeah.
Elza.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't see the table number, so it's a little hard to see there. Awesome.
Should
And
we
so-
should we bring
Yeah,
a few
we'll
more
bring
finishers
in our second place finishers here for the competition. We have Devin and Katie coming in here. And we'll get their inside scoop as to how this round went for them as well, too, as we're watching some more finishers here on the screen. Oh, and just a quick move, as we talked
So
about
we are
earlier.
joined by
Sometimes it's good to
Devin
get in there.
Donaldson and KV Duluth. You two are not that one. No. Yeah, you two are no strangers to us here. We've had you here before, and you do very well in this competition. And once again, you really rocked it. You did very well. Very
Thank
well.
you.
Yeah.
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 And I was mentioning earlier that to Tina, who has not been with us that long, Devin is our initial original Canadian
Yes.
champion in Canada, the inaugural Canadian champion, as I refer to Devin. And Katie is right there every year, right there.
So close, never actually at the top, but that's fine. I'm fine
Yeah,
with it.
Well,
Yet.
you
You can say yet. Yeah. So
But
what did
it-
you think of this puzzle?
We loved this puzzle.
Oh,
The
good.
windows were tricky,
They looked a little
right?
tricky.
They were quite tricky. There's a lot of little clues you need to notice on them.
Yes. Yeah.
But overall, it was such a fun image. We kept discovering something new.
Yes.
Oh, this thing is over here, or there's teeny tiny flowers over there. And so
Yep.
we had a lot of great communication today, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seemed as though there was no shortage of things to choose to do. It seems it was more a matter, okay, which do I do first? I like this, I like this, I like that, but you needed to focus on one area. But
How do you decide as a pair what you're going to work on and the strategy you're going to take?
This is a good question. Our typical strategy is always Devin starts with the edge. Meanwhile, I just try to figure out what's popping out the most, and we just go with the flow after that, and we just keep on talking. When we're
Yeah.
stuck, we switch, and we
Yeah.
make it until there's no more pieces left.
we saw, based on what we could see from here, it seemed a lot of people, once they had their border complete or mostly complete, it was the green tablecloth on the bottom, which was an easy, quick win, and then it seemed to be coming from the top down for the most part after that.
It's
Yeah.
true that we started with the green tablecloth as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems as that's just a quick, easy win. As part of it is a good part of it's in the border itself. So, and
That's
that's
true,
the
yeah.
only area where there's really much green, other than a bit of fruit or plants.
Yeah, and Katie did a great initial sort of all of the the charcuterie and all the snacks on the table.
Yep.
So that was really helpful. She put them with the fondue pot. Also gave me the little plant here, so there were several projects ready to go when I was finished the edge,
Yeah.
and we zoomed through those.
Yeah. So you do a bit of a sorting and one building
Yeah.
approach as well
Yeah.
too. How long have you been puzzling together?
2 years? Almost 2
Okay.
years. Yeah, it's almost
Yeah.
our anniversary.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. Do you have any tips, just overall for pairs, people who are starting to puzzle together? What makes, because you mentioned communication, that came up with Megan and Caitlin as well, too. What is it that you find works really well?
I'll offer 2 things. First is don't be afraid to say you're stuck.
Oh, okay.
Right, because you really feel like you want to show up for your partner and do the best you can. But if
Yeah.
you're kind of struggling around somewhere and you don't want to be vulnerable with that, it's going to slow you both down.
Yes.
So that would be
Yeah.
one. And then I want to double down on communication on
Yeah.
that, but specifically around telling your partner your strengths. One of the reasons why
Okay.
I start with the border is because I'm really fast at a border.
Yeah.
Just in general, because I've practiced it over and over again. So I think those things are helpful. What
Yeah.
would you say?
I would totally agree with that. Just not being afraid to say, even if you choose something that seems easy to you and then you're stuck, just be honest with yourself, because it's gonna be paying out at the end.
Yes.
I find it kind of ironic. You asked these 2 young ladies what they would recommend or how they would help somebody be faster. They both run sessions Katie in French in Quebec and Devin in English in Ontario, and now out west, I believe, on helping other Canadians get faster and get better. And you know what? As a member of CJPA, we really applaud that, because that helps people feel more comfortable when they come to our competition at nationals. So thank you both for that.
And
Honestly,
knowing
thank you.
you
And
can-
we've had many people come up and say hello to us wearing our Canadian Speed Puzzlers t-shirts and say, we see you online, and it's great to meet you in person. And so making, at the CJPA events, making those in-person connections that we originate online has been amazing.
And yet both Tina and I work more on the virtual competition, and people are coming up to us and saying, I recognize the voice, so I knew that had to be you.
Well, and then discovering Devin and I live in the same city.
Yeah.
That I didn't know.
Small world. Canada, it's
small,
a big
no.
country, but it is a small world in puzzling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and even that point too, though, I find with speed puzzling, it is something to progress in too. It can be really easy to be like, oh, I tried it, or I'm just kind of doing what I'm doing. But no, so many things you can actually really work at and learn different strategies and approaches and really become better with it. So that's very
Totally,
exciting.
yeah.
What do you? I was saying because you were saying you won all 3 competitions. What that would be the puzzling version of an EGOT or whatever in the.
Well, I
What
believe
would we
Megan
call
had
that?
mentioned to us that you are the only Canadian to have gold medal in individual pairs and teams.
But it would be a PPT, so I don't know what to call that.
I
A
like
puppet?
that.
A pipit?
It's I'm just so lucky I'm surrounded by amazing puzzlers
Yeah.
because
Yes.
they lift me
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, so much fun. That's awesome.
So are the two of you going to be heading to Worlds this year?
We are.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Oh,
Excited
fun.
about that, I can imagine. So
Yeah.
when will you start your practicing for that?
I think we are at the moment.
Good point.
Today.
Very good
They
point.
started about an hour and 20 minutes ago, maybe.
Yeah. We're practicing all year round as much as we can when we can.
Well, it's going to
Yeah.
be tough because you were Ontario. Now, if you're relocating to Lethbridge or Alberta, that's going to make it a little more challenging. I would-
Listen, I'm lucky that home base is still Ontario.
Okay.
But I love spending time with my family in Lethbridge too, so
Yeah.
I'm very lucky. And maybe there'll be a Lethbridge Puzzle Club.
Hey, we've
coming
got
out
a
soon.
little burgeoning community already
I think
going
we
there,
might.
so we'll get
Yeah.
some things all sparked up,
Well,
which is
from-
You heard it here
exciting.
first. Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
we
from
heard
a
it here
CGA
first.
perspective, actually, the best way for us to succeed is small grassroots associations. First.
Totally.
And if they can be
Yeah.
sort of groomed in these little clubs and these little associations going, or the little groups, then that helps certainly feed CJPA, and that makes it easier for us.
It's all about sharing the passion, right? If we don't share that, what's the point at the end of the day? We want more people. We want more fun. We want.
It's funny you say that. I think I saw one of your posts a couple of years ago when you first
Oh,
came
those
to
were Calgary
the
girls.
Nationals, and you said, "I found my people," and
Yeah.
I
It's
thought I was
true.
for years.
What
I
does
thought
it
I
say
was the
again on the
only
bottom?
weirdo.
You're not alone.
or whatever it is on the back of
Yeah.
the shirt there. Yeah, puzzle
Yeah,
people
that's
are
it.
my people.
That's
Yeah.
it.
And then
Great
now,
motto.
then when you find it, you're going, there are a lot of people like me, and there are as much fun as I am, and this is so enjoyable.
We're fun people.
Yes,
We
absolutely,
are.
absolutely.
We are. We're fun. Thank you, ladies.
Well, thank
That's so
you.
great, and congrats
Thank
on that
you.
as second place.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
so
joining
much.
us, and we hope we'll be talking to you again after teams.
So do we. Yes.
Okay,
Thank you.
All right, enjoy the rest of your day.
Bye. We'll take a
Okay,
quick
who we
moment
got here
to
on the
look back.
screen here?
Yeah. So table 48, it looks like this is Candace and Adele finishing
oh,
up there.
here, what? Somebody's looking for a puzzle
67,
piece.
you know, that
Oh,
moment.
they found a piece
they
underneath
did.
underneath their
Good.
cardboard.
Yeah,
Their sorting tray.
If somebody doesn't find the piece, it is up to a 10-second penalty. But it looks like they got that, a little before then. So that's great. Table 41. We've had quite a few finishers. Like even looking around the room, it's getting a little sparse in here. So Sam and Peter here at table 41. I can't see exactly what's on their shirts, but it looks like a lot of fun. So that's probably their team shirts as well. Coming up just on about an hour and a half mark here.
Oh,
Which is, so we have 2 hours and 15 minutes for this round, but coming up to the 90-minute mark. And yeah, a lot of puzzlers. I mean, they're getting to that point of just having some of those smaller gaps where it gets to be a little easier. This is table number 45, which is Sydney and Caroline. And she's using that strategy of like, all right, I've got the pieces in my hand and being able to see a little bit of where they go. It looks like she has a bunch of light pieces in her hand so she can kind of see at a glance where
here
she might
once
need to put
again,
those
you see
in.
one of our young puzzlers joining us here, which is really nice to see.
Yeah. 73, Abby and Aaron. Ooh, like literally 5 pieces left. Coming right up on there.
It
Oh,
must
with their
be
little
that-
shark.
It must be that mascot they have
Yeah.
there that's cheered them on.
He's
that's
cheered them on
yes.
the whole time. Good job.
Well
Congrats, Abby
Well
and
done.
Aaron.
I love to see
finishing
the
there.
excitement when they finish.
I know that's also part of what's fun about pairs and teams is that we can have, you really get to celebrate together when we finish. So that's wonderful. So we're going to pop on over to talk to Cameron and Liam.
We're now being joined by Cameron and Liam Bennett from Nova Scotia. Welcome, gentlemen.
Hello. Hello.
Awesome.
As I was mentioning earlier, Cameron and Liam have been with us right from the very beginning. All of our competitions, this being the 4th, and I understand that it's been a drive every year, except for this year, you finally got to fly.
Well,
Yeah, we were able to save a little bit of time this
nice.
year. Yeah.
that's nice. So what were your first impressions of this puzzle? What did you think?
I think we were very excited.
Yeah.
We do a lot of the My Haven,
Yep.
a lot of the My Haven style
Oh,
images.
yes.
And that
Yep.
was what this reminded us of.
Yeah.
I think it was the perfect pairs final for us.
I don't know
Yeah.
if there's a lot of puzzles by this artist yet, but it reminded me of that series too, which I don't think is by Dave Mitchison, but very much that vibe.
Yeah, we did a lot of research beforehand trying to find puzzles by this
There was one.
artist.
There was a rooster puzzle.
Yeah,
That was
we really
it.
couldn't find much,
Yeah.
so this was going to be a bit of a surprise no matter
Yeah.
what it was. But
Yeah.
yeah, we were thrilled with this image.
But beautiful. So you're happy with what you
Yes.
found.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
And-
what was your approach coming into this one?
So we really split it into like top versus bottom. So Cameron took all of the windows and outside mountain and ski resort kind of pieces, and then I took everything on the bottom. I was much slower at that, so he helped me out at the end. but-
He left you with the hard part? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Well, it seemed from what we saw from people too, the strategies were quite similar to that. It seemed to most people we saw the border being completed, then the green tablecloth seemed to just jump very quickly. It seemed like a really quick, easy win for people. And then it seemed to come a lot from the top down with that sort of little sort of white bear rug blanket, dog's nose being the last little
Definitely.
area to finish off. And
That-
how was that for you?
It got shockingly hard at the end. There was so many different fur textures
Yes.
between the rugs and the pillows and the dog and the stuffed animal. We had just a tray of fur that we were trying to do for what
A
felt
tray
like
of fuzz.
forever. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
you
it-
weren't the only ones that ended on that
Yep.
part, for sure. It was
I
a
think we
common
can talk
one.
to most puzzlers, and when you say the word fur, it sends shivers up people's spines.
No, it was reminding me of the pairs qualifier that we did last year with the
Yeah.
foxes.
Yes, I did
Oh,
that one.
yes.
I remember that one too. That was a lot of fuzz on that
Oh,
puzzle
yes.
too. Definitely. Yeah.
It seemed with this puzzle, it was almost, there was so many things you could choose from to work on. It was a matter, okay, we need to narrow it down. They all look exciting. They all look like we can do them easy, but we can't do them all at once. So it seemed that would have been somewhat of a challenge to make those decisions.
Definitely.
Yeah. Do you each have your parts, like kind of your roles when you're puzzling, like sorting, building, or a mix of both? or-
Definitely. So when we start, Liam does not like to build the edge.
Oh, okay.
So I always
That's unusual.
build the
People
edge.
usually like
Yeah.
doing that. Yeah.
And so I will build the edge, and Liam will just start sorting whatever pops out. So I think you had the green blanket and kind of the food down in the left. And
Yeah.
then by the time I'm done the edge, I normally have some piles to get started with.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
One of the questions I have to ask you is, and we are one of the only competitions that we know that goes to a 1,000-piece puzzle for a pairs final. What do you think of that?
I can't speak for Cameron, although I think he would agree with me. I love it because I think it really tests the fast pairs in a different way than a 500 would. Because you have really fast pairs who could do a 500-piece puzzle in, I don't know, 25 minutes or something. But
Yes.
a 1,000 takes a little bit more endurance and a different skill set. So I think it's really, really good to have a 1,000.
Yeah.
We really enjoy
Yeah.
it.
And your thoughts?
Yeah, that was when we were practicing this year. We sort of figured we would get past the qualifier, so we pretty much only practiced 1,000s, just working on
Yeah.
the endurance, the piece management, working with the trays, all of those things that make a 1,000 piece a little bit more tricky than 500.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's something that we're sort of proud of that we've done. One of the reasons we did it, it just felt that when you had a final that took less than 30 minutes, it seemed too anticlimactic. It seemed that even if you dropped your box lid or whatever, that could cost you a championship because it goes that fast. Whereas this, it's more, I agree with you. I think it is more your overall skill level is tested more when you're doing a larger puzzle.
Yeah,
like that.
in my opinion, I mean, this might get some angry comments in the live stream, but I think I like the hard puzzles. I like that it's a championship. I like that it's a challenge for folks. If it was too easy, I don't think it would be.
Well,
That's fine,
as one of the organizers, and this year I was not involved in puzzle selection, but I have in the past. But I've also said we are never going to apologize for our puzzles. But if you want to call yourself a Canadian champion, you have to be able to complete whatever's thrown at you. And
Yes,
we don't want
absolutely.
to make it difficult. We did have a couple rounds here where a lot of people did not finish. It's not fun for us having to count all those pieces and the rankings. We prefer to have everybody finish, but it just doesn't always happen that way. But no, if this is a Canadian championship, yeah, you need to be challenged.
Well, if after last year I took months off from puzzles with pink flowers. This year, I don't think I'm ever doing a puzzle with a hockey player on it.
Oh my gosh, you're probably not going to be alone in that
Yeah.
one. You might not even want to walk into an arena after
Yeah.
this. We'll see.
It's funny being that we are in an arena right here.
Other than this arena,
Yeah.
What kind of tips would you give for somebody who's looking to improve the way they work together as pairs? Like, how do you work well together?
For pairs specifically, I think it's really just about knowing each other
Yeah.
as well as you can and knowing each other's skill sets so that you can utilize those as you're puzzling, because especially if 500 can go pretty quickly, you want to be able to make those quick decisions actually quick. So we just kind of do as many as we have the time
Yeah.
to do. And a wide variety of images as well, right? So try photographs, illustrations, some color block, so you
Yeah.
can practice your sorting, just as many as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we were saying, you just don't know what you're going to get, so we got to be
That's right.
prepared for all
Yeah,
different
gotta
types.
Prepare for everything.
Yeah.
And I think something else that we really had to work on in practicing is communication. We find, especially if you get stuck, you can often get stuck like in silence and not be telling the other
Yes.
person. But with us, the second you're stuck, tell the other persons that you can swap or move seats or just do something to kind of get
Yeah.
your eyes on it a different way.
I can see that too, even where you may be looking for something and can't find it, and in the meantime find that your partner has it on the other side of the table at the
Exactly.
same time. And if you speak up, it's like, well, no, it's right here, and as opposed to spending time looking for it. So I can certainly see what you're talking about there.
Yeah.
Anyway, we thank you so much
Thank
for
you
coming.
so much.
Thanks,
like I say, we
guys.
hope that we continue to see you every year. It just seems there wouldn't be a competition if we didn't have the Bennett brothers out of Nova
Of
Scotia.
course.
But I believe, don't we have a competition coming up in the Maritimes?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Regional
Yeah, Nova Scotia's in August
in August.
coming up.
We will
I assume you
definitely
guys are
be
gonna
there.
there.
Well,
Yes.
well, that's
You
good.
better be.
Well, that's good. All right. Once again, thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
Congratulations, and we hope we see you again in the team finals.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Right,
Take
thanks,
care.
guys.
What we got finishing up
All
here?
right, this is table number 76. That is Quinn and Jay.
Yeah.
Catching them with their last few
The last
pieces
couple
coming
pieces
in,
there.
which is good. Literally like 2-3 pieces maybe. Oh, a few in their hand there too.
Yeah.
But in the dreaded fuzz area, as we've been calling it. Oh, congrats!
There we go. There,
138.
yeah. If I look around the
138.
room in front of me here, I would guess that our room now is probably getting close to
We are
what work. Maybe
getting
we're
much
well
more
over
empty.
50% complete. I would
Definitely.
say probably maybe around 60 to 70% complete.
Yep,
Oh,
that was
there's a
just-
good look there. You can
That was
see.
just Doug and Olivia on the screen. Yeah, really. There's like the tables, you
the
know.
front 3/4
what,
virtually
like
is.
10, 15 tables maybe left, not a whole ton.
Yeah, not a lot. So
Yeah, this is Doug
we've-
and Olivia on here.
I'm going to
and
make the
that
bold
is
predictions. We're at
87.
1 hour 40 with 2 hours and 15 minutes. I'm going to make the bold prediction that I think we're going to clear the room for this
Oh,
event.
A bold prediction.
bold prediction
I mean,
here.
everybody in here was they qualified to be in this round too.
These
so we
are our
definitely have
top-
our speedier top puzzles in Canada here
Yeah.
for that round. So we just had I missed the table number there, just who just completed, but congratulations there. And of course, congratulations to the folks we might have missed mentioning on the live stream, even though you were on the screen. Oh yeah, down to the last like 8, 9 pieces.
We hope that you got a wave to the camera and your family saw you at home,
Yeah.
or your friends and family saw you complete the puzzle. So that's kind of what the live stream's about. If that happens, then we're
Yes.
happy with that.
That is super fun. That is super
Here,
fun.
another finish coming in here.
Yep.
This is
That was, I just said their names and now I'm going to forget them. Forget the names. They just finished. Olivia, and I forgot his name, but yeah, they just finished. Congratulations there. Getting that done. Oh yeah, table 37. Doug and Olivia, that's who
Yes,
it
there
is.
we
Doug
are.
and Olivia Gin just finished there. So great job. And I saw her stretch her neck out a little bit.
Yeah,
So
there
you're
we
getting
go.
like hunched over
the
sometimes when we're
kinks out.
finishing. Yep, get those kinks out. 75, Sabrina and Chloe. Both, again, finishing in the fuzzy area here, as many of our competitors have today, and getting in there and kind of working together on those pieces. I love the theme of communication that's come up with our interviews here too, how important it is to be able to communicate as pairs, and especially if or where you are stuck. That definitely comes into play. Table 28, that is Lara and Alicia finishing up
there.
there. So great job, ladies.
yeah,
Good
no.
job. They're done. Alicia.
Yeah, They
who
look
was.
though they were pleased with that
They
time.
did great, yes. Oh my goodness, that's wonderful. 75 is again Sabrina and Chloe working on some of their final pieces. I see a few more in the background there.
Yes, I see that are also very
I think,
close
what was
to
it, your
finishing.
bold prediction that
Here
we might
have
finish
it,
before our
we
time?
have Chantal and her son
Oh,
Nicholas.
great.
They are very close there as well.
That's great. Yeah, literally 5 pieces left there to get done.
Oh,
that
another
was
mother and son here.
Table 63, Rebecca and Nick.
Yeah,
That just completed there.
yeah.
Congrats.
2 mothers and sons finishing back to back. That's
I loved seeing the family pairs together.
it is-
Father,
it is nice.
son. Yep. And mothers, daughters. We got brothers. We got siblings. We've got all kinds of combos here. Good job. Table 75 just completed as well. Oh, really quick. I think that's table 61.
And we
Jody
are
and
now
Jocelyn.
joined by. Oh my God.
Say your names into the microphone for everybody as well. too.
I'm Amy Rutledge.
And Cameron Macrath.
Okay. So, first question, what did you think of the puzzle?
After this morning, we were both very, very happy, I think.
Yes, it was an image that was very easy to distribute between pairs. I mean, you could name the animal, you could name the item in the picture, fondue pot, lamp. We actually didn't communicate much because we didn't need to. It was just a very easy puzzle to do as pairs.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was going to be a fun puzzle when it first opened. It seemed more like it was going to be, what am I going to focus on? Because there's so much of it that I'd like to do right away. So to
Yeah.
narrow that down.
Yeah. What was your approach? Like, what did you kind of start on first?
Well, like Cameron was saying, we actually didn't really talk much. I guess the other half of our team, they're the talkers, but it kind of worked out for us because Cameron has been the edge man, and so I was doing some sorting. I essentially gave him anything that looked like sky, and then just kind of, for myself, tried to figure out anything that was going on in the foreground. And then, of course, as things kind of came to an end, we just started, I guess, working on anything that we could find. The bottom corner was the last bit because it was like, fur, put that away. That's going to happen last.
Yes,
And
we've heard that a couple of times now. All right, let's set aside the fur. Leave that to the end.
Absolutely. And you know what? At the end, it was easily doable.
Yeah, when you only have a handful of pieces left, it's a lot
Absolutely.
easier at that point. Yeah, definitely.
How did you find that sort of the white area of the rug, the tablecloth, the dog's nose? Some people seem to find that was a little bit challenging, those sort of different color whites together there.
Yeah, I think when it came down to it, it was actually not, I didn't find it too bad, I guess, because for the most part, they had, like, there was kind of an edge to it. So, like, for the rug, there was, like, the floor, or there's the slippers on it. So there was kind of enough things that I found it was easy enough to kind of figure out what was going where. But it also was, like, one of the last things we did, so it wasn't, like, the first immediate thing. I don't know if you have anything.
No, I think I even built some of the rug independently, so it was okay.
One of the questions I have to ask you, which I've been asking the other groups, is that the Canadian Association is one of the only ones that we're aware of that uses a 1,000-piece puzzle in a pairs final. How do you feel about that?
It's definitely a challenge, but I think it makes it first special. It has an extra bit when you say, "Oh, I was at Canadian Nationals in a pairs final." You have 1,000 piece. That already is a great thing.
I believe, Cameron, you do attend a number of different championships. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you're Canadian, but you live in France. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct. From Ontario, different cities, but yeah, live in Bordeaux, France now. Yeah.
Okay, so like you say, I believe we're the only one who does 1,000 in a pairs final, and you say it suits you. It seems to work.
I like the extra challenge, and plus now it's a day of 1,000 piece, which is also nice.
Yep, which makes it good.
I mean, I don't really have much else to add. I've only ever done like pairs like locally, and that was always 500. Even teams is 500.
Yeah.
But I did like the extra challenge. Especially since it was like not like a crazy 1,000 piece puzzle.
Yes.
And also I guess because like I don't know if they're gonna change it, but since World says 1,000, it's probably a nice like practice for that type of thing.
Yeah.
I was going to say because I live in France and Amy is in Manitoba. We obviously didn't meet to practice, so the only practice we did was on Friday night. We did a pairs 200 piece.
Oh, wow.
So it was about
Just
as
a
far-
little warm up. Just a
Exactly.
little warm up for
I
that.
think the first thing on Friday I said to him was, "Hi, nice to meet you in person."
That reminds me when we did our very first competition. Amanda and I worked on the very first competition here in Canada. We did the whole thing over the phone, via email, via Zoom calls. We only actually met the day before the competition at Puzzles Canada to pick up the puzzles, to sort them out, and put them on the tables for the competition. So when you live in a large country, you're faced with that, and that's more common than people think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it worked out okay. So I think we.
Oh,
suited
it
each
worked
other.
out very okay.
So you're telling me you guys did not puzzle before this? Oh, I didn't know
We haven't
that.
met each other.
Okay, I did
actually-
not know
I
that.
guess
Okay, that's
the
extra
abridged
impressive.
version of how we actually got together as a pair was
Yeah.
our teammates Rebecca and Lisa had been on the team with Cameron last year, and
Yeah.
then so one day at I think a Manitoba event, Rebecca comes up to me and is like, "We got Cameron," and I was like, "Nice! Is he looking for a pairs partner?"
Oh,
Lo
great.
and behold. I was
Oh,
also
that's
very
so-
intimidated because I was like, "Oh, he was Megan's partner at Worlds." Uh-oh.
Oh, what did I get myself into? But that's even extra impressive. You said you weren't even like talking a lot necessarily. You just found a groove, even though you haven't puzzled a lot together
Yeah,
yet. That's
exactly.
really
I think
wonderful.
our planning was 10 minutes long, and it was right side up, upside down,
Yeah.
border or not.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Well, and some of it did kind of, I guess, come from our team's layout. Like, again, Cameron's been the edge guy for teams. I'm the right side of the puzzle for teams. So I guess we kind of just adapted that into pairs too.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Thanks, guys, for coming over. This is wonderful.
So Cameron, are you going to Worlds again this year?
Oh yes, definitely.
For you, it must be. It's almost could
An
drive it.
easy
I would
hop.
almost
Yeah,
think.
it's Spain is not far from the south of France where I'm located,
Yeah.
so I'm definitely going.
You must have a lot of Canadians jealous of the fact that you're able to travel there as easily as you are.
Especially the return people to Worlds, like after the
Yeah.
first year, they go, yes.
Yeah, well, that's
I
good.
wish I could just drive.
Yeah. Well, we wish you well there. Amy, are you going to Worlds? Or?
So I am starting my graduate studies in the fall. So my mom is like,
okay.
"You're not going to Worlds. You are going to school." But,
Oh, darn.
Maybe I think Kirsty's trying to get me to go with her. But maybe someday.
Yeah.
Maybe someday.
Maybe
yes.
someday. Anyway,
great.
thank you both so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Are you in team finals?
Yes,
Okay,
we
we
are.
wish you luck, and maybe we'll get a chance to chat with you again today.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
All right,
So we
table
still got some-
47. We still got some competitors going here. Caroline and Ralph at table 47
Yeah,
there.
there's another couple that is local. I believe
Yeah.
Ralph lives right here in Georgetown.
Wonderful.
And I think he is somebody who's been with us every year as well, too.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see that local people do very well here.
Yeah, 1 hour and 50 minutes, which, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, you're getting this puzzle, a big puzzle done in such a short time. We have officially, I guess, then 25 minutes left in the round. But I think your prediction of people completing before even the time's up, that very well may come true. Table 99 here is Ravensburger and Emrit. And they're kind of at that stage of like those little gaps and holes that, pick up 1 or 2 pieces at a time and kind of see where it lands. Table 66.
And that's Kim Dunlop.
Kim and Anne.
Yeah, Anne. I wasn't sure of Anne,
Yep.
but Kim I recognize.
Maybe 10 pieces left
Oh,
that they're
yeah,
working on
they're
there.
gonna-
So they are getting that together here pretty quick as well. That is, yep. And again,
Yeah.
in our fuzzy section, finishing in the fuzzies is what we're doing there.
Oh,
they had an
have
extra piece. I mean, you always wonder.
That's two we've
Yeah.
seen that with an extra piece.
We do actually have a little pile of like extra / missing pieces here in the
Yeah.
room for folks to kind of see if anything matches up in the end. Oh, maybe 15 pieces left here for table 58. That is, that's Trina and Corrine. Duh.
Okay.
I can
Oh
see
yeah.
them now.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Wait a minute, we know them.
Yeah, yeah,
Corinne's
yes.
purse is our French, and Trina is.
Table number 90 is. Oh, there we
Oh,
are.
good
and
job. Table 90.
They have
That
a nice
was
cheering
Heather
section in
and
the
Sarah.
stands.
Yeah, and then Corinne and Trina here almost done working on the fuzzies. Trina's one of our volunteers
yeah,
in various
okay.
ways in Alberta.
Corinne is one of the founders of the CJPA, along with myself and Amanda, actually. So she's been with us right from day one.
Yay! High five, Corinne. High five.
She is our excitable one. She keeps us very positive.
She's our social director.
That's correct. That's correct.
So tell me a little bit, like, how did you and Amanda and Corinne end up starting the CJPA?
It was where I had found a page, a CJPA Facebook page, which seemed dormant. It was not being used. I had contacted a few times, and so then I contacted the head of the World Association, Alfonso, and he set up a WhatsApp group of, I'm assuming, people who had also posed the same question, and I invited a few more to join, and a couple of the ones I invited to join was Amanda. Corinne was part of the group originally. And I think there was about 9 or 10 of us, and we were also hooked up with Val from the president from the U.S. as sort of an advisor to help us get going. But over time, the group dwindled down to just 3 of us.
Okay.
And once we sort of got the association going, we created the Facebook page, made it active. It started to grow. We needed something so that it didn't become dormant again. So we came up with the idea of virtual puzzles. We contacted Puzzles Canada and asked them if they would work with us to ship puzzles across Canada. And I selected 10 friends I knew through a swap group in the Toronto area and asked them if they'd participate, and they said yes. And so that was our first competition. And one of the things I have to say, which is kind of funny about this, is that I do not live in Canada in the winter. I live in Thailand. So I did this organizing and ran the first competition from my living room in Thailand.
Many a virtual competition where Russ was hosting at midnight from Thailand.
Yes, I either do them at 11 p.m. or 2 a.m. when I have to do them. But and then it grew from there. And then Amanda and I came up with the idea of, wouldn't it be nice if we had a live competition, an in-person competition? And what started as just sort of a little conversation in the course of 6 months became the Great Canadian Puzzle Challenge, which morphed into the first Canadian Championships. And
look
as
at where
we
are
did
now.
more people came on board.
Oh, I gotta give a quick shout out to our pirate puzzlers. We talked to them last night. That's Caleb and Kristen. Caleb and Chris, that's a mother and son combo here. Quite notable with their fun pirate outfits.
It's nice to see. It's nice to
Caleb's
see people.
very first competition, national competition, was yesterday, and they did wonderful. Oh, good job. Table 56
So
there
like
as well.
I was mentioning before, other than myself and Amanda and Corinne, Fawn Gillard is a very integral part.
Fawn.
Mina is also, she handles our volunteers for all this, and now yourself and Rebecca have come on board as well in very strong roles. So the association is growing. We're all volunteers, but I think we're doing okay. Based on what I see here this weekend, I think we're okay.
I think we're doing more than okay. I would say. We also had Julia and Sam. I think if we give them a wave, they were going to come over. They've been kind of waiting in the wings for a moment to come chat with us. So we're glad to have another group of folks.
Another group with us.
Hello. Thanks for waiting so patiently. Do you want to just say your name into the mic? You got to hold it relatively close.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Julia Haslam. I'm Sam Chomick.
Hey, Sam.
And and you're from Ontario. Where in Ontario?
I currently live in Guelph.
Okay.
Not too far.
Nice and close.
Yes, I just moved to Oshawa, so I've always been east of Toronto.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. And what did you think of this puzzle?
We loved it. Yeah.
Good.
We opened that bag and we were like, this is exactly. I think earlier today we said we need a nice puzzle because the team's qualifiers, I think, is no secret. We're like a bit of a struggle. We were like, we need a nice puzzle, and we got a nice puzzle. So.
That's good. So walk us through how you attacked this puzzle.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we haven't been puzzling together for too long. Like, we didn't meet too long ago, so we had a couple strategies and things that we'd learned, but basically we started off, Sam always does the border, and then we started sorting off that top mountain area. So I basically took the windows, kind of worked my way down. We had pulled a bunch of projects, so we've been trying to use trays a lot more. So we had like a green tray, kind of like warm yellow and red tray. And yeah, after that, we kind of we talk a lot during our puzzles.
Yeah.
So just a lot of communication. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like while we haven't puzzled together a whole lot, we have learned a lot about each other's puzzling styles, and Julia really likes to work on like a big section, which is why it was easy to like do this border and hand that off to her at the top. And then I tend to get really distracted and just jump around to different parts. So it was easy for me to like find like there's some cheese, there's some grapes, like just we were really excited when we found the cat too.
It seemed as though with this puzzle, it seemed that there was so many fun areas to work on that it must have been a challenge to saying, okay, I need to narrow the list down to try to, I can't do them all at once, but they all look like so much fun.
Definitely, yeah. I feel like there's no part of this puzzle that isn't like a fun piece to find in the pile.
I'm just noticing the cat that's going to beat up the dog in there. I'm just seeing that now. But definitely a good jump around puzzle. Like if you are a bit of a jump around and lots of little projects to build off of there. Absolutely. I'm curious, you said you talk a lot. Like what is it you're communicating about and talking about while you're puzzling?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's both of our style is just to communicate what we're doing. And so when we first started to talk and see if we wanted to be pairs and we were doing puzzles together, kind of immediately we were just both very chatty, talking about what we were on, talking about like when we were getting stuck. I find that like if I start to get stuck in a section, Sam will encourage me to like move on, or we both were like put your head down or focus up, or we kind of like we're very encouraging to each other and very positive. And I think that's the way we've approached a lot of our puzzles that we've done together, is just to be like very enthusiastic. And even if you do get a puzzle that you might not like the style of, is just to like hype each other up, and then you can push through it. Everyone has the same puzzle, so it's worth it. Like just keep going. I'm
asking everybody the same question. What do you think of a 1,000-piece puzzle for pairs?
I'm torn on that, because I think I like in general I prefer 500-piece puzzles. Like I don't practice a lot of 1,000s at home, but I think it is a really good like. It's an extra dimension of the competition, I think. Like, it's a very different kind of task to do. Like, we haven't practiced that much. We, like, intentionally practiced 1,000 pieces because it's, like, it's a stamina game. It's not a speed game. I mean, it is a speed game, of course, it's speed puzzling, but, like, it's a whole other thing that you have to, like, learn the skill for. So I enjoy it as an aspect of the competition.
Well, one of the reasons we did it, and being one of the organizers, I can say, is because we found that when we got down to the top pairs at Canadian Nationals and we gave them a 500-piece puzzle, it was over too fast. Seems like, oh, they're done already before we really could get into it. So we felt that this would be a little bit more enjoyable for the people. That, you know what, we've got more to do. We're here a little longer.
And I think if you want to give us something challenging enough to be a 500-piece puzzle, as a pair, you don't want to almost like be discouraging. Like you still want that fun aspect.
Yes.
So I think something like teams, you can have a bit more of a challenging 1,000-piece puzzle, but the challenge here is just the number of pieces, and so you can have more fun with it. And I think we both liked this illustrator, so it was we were excited to get this one for sure.
So tell me, is this a puzzle you would do again?
Oh yes, I think we both want to.
So how do you decide who gets the puzzle?
I was going to say, what are you flipping a coin?
Well, I'm taking it for now. I don't know how I won that fight, but we're gonna trade back at some point because she's keeping our qualifier puzzle. So yeah, good memories for this.
From our point of view, I look at it and say that if the competitors say that is a puzzle I would do again, then we've done okay on our selections.
This one, absolutely, yeah.
Do you have anything that you would like to say to people, or anybody shout out at home? You want to say hello to family or anything?
I wasn't ready for this.
Putting you on the spot.
I guess I could do a couple shout outs. Hi to my family and my friends. I think my husband there, who's the photographer, has been letting them all know I was going to be on here, so kind of exciting.
Awesome.
I was also going to shout out CSP because we did the boot camp together, and that was how we met. So
I was going to ask how you met,
actually. Yeah, we both were new to speed puzzling, so we had just done the teams last year. Then we decided to do the boot camp, and through that we met, have paired up. We've done the whole individuals, pairs, and finals today, so it's been a really good chance to meet and learn a lot of things.
Well, that's good.
That's wonderful.
I was on a live stream after the teams round, so I gave my shout outs then. But I'm going to shout out Julia for being the best pairs partner ever.
Oh, nice.
I also shouted him out earlier, but shout out again to my cat who is at home waiting very patiently for his dinner. He's my biggest support system. So
I was going to say, he's not here to knock your pieces off the table or anything.
No, he wishes,
for you.
and I kind of wish to be honest.
7. So that's Lavina and Christy, who are at the back there too. So a couple of tables in the back.
If I'm looking across the room
Maybe
here, I count. I think I count 1, 2, 3. I think I count 4, maybe 5.
There's some in the back. So I think
Okay.
we're maybe down to five teams here finishing up.
Oh, and we're
Yeah.
at 2 hours and 1 for 2 hours and 15 minutes. We
Yeah.
this one should be a completion at
Amazing.
table 70.
Amazing. Yep, Janet and Karen oh yeah, I mean, I really, like you called it, I suspect everybody's going to finish
Here,
here.
they're very similar here as well.
77, so that's Serena and Claire working on the pieces. It's kind of interesting. They're finishing a bit of a different area there compared to, not the fuzzies. They did get the fuzzies done. And then they're kind of working on that coffee table. And table 100, Sam and Danielle. Oh no, they're missing a piece. Oh, gotta look for that and find it. Yeah. So
check
again,
under
that
the
can be up to 10-second penalty. If they don't find it, it just adds 10 seconds to the time. So always a bit of a bummer.
In the bag.
Oh, she
there
found
it is. In the bag.
in the bag. I think the bag likes to eat pieces sometimes. They do. Yeah, sometimes they like to hide in there. But congratulations, ladies, for finishing up there. That is wonderful. Great job. Very cute shirt there. What is it? Snap to it or something?
Yeah.
Maybe it might be their team names. I always get a kick out of the team names, which is going to be our next session, the team finals. It's as much fun to see what people call their teams as it is to watch them puzzle there. So this was table 97, I believe, Lavina and
they have a
Christy.
little more to go there. Yeah, they're.
Yeah, a little
I
more to
think
go.
they
And then
can
right
make it, but
beside them, table 96 is Ivana and Philip at table 96, just in the background here as well.
I can't
so
see
they
how
are
much they have. But
a little harder to see where they're at there, but it definitely looks like, everybody's down to those, filling in some of the final gaps that are in the puzzle and maybe working a bit on the fuzz.
Oh, here we're
the
going
fuzzy
to. I think we're
section
going to get this
again.
one. No, there's still a little ways
Janet
to go there
and
yet.
Karen at table 70 here. I know we can kind of see them from where we are at the live stream table.
Yeah. They were just over 11 minutes to go, so hopefully
Good
that's
stuff.
enough time.
They will get that done for sure. You can tell. Yeah, Serena and Claire again here at table 77.
They've got a few pieces. They're gonna have to
Maybe
work
about
on
30,
that one.
35 pieces
Yeah,
left
they're
in
gonna
that.
have to work on that one to get
Yeah.
through.
But hopefully, again, when you find those, you
now
can
this
see
is
it
coming
happening
together.
now at table 70 here with
They're
Janet
coming
and Karen.
pretty quick now.
Yeah, that's where your fingers get a little speedy because you can really pick up, even just based on shape.
Yeah.
You can see what piece needs to go where. So, getting there,
I
getting
think
there.
we're going to see another completion
Good
here right away.
job, Janet and
There we
Karen.
are,
Good job.
yes.
Yay.
And
Good job, ladies.
Not many
Congrats.
people here, but we do have some cheering them on, which
Yeah.
is nice.
And this is table 96. So that is, again, Ivana and Philip at table. Oh, so we're getting this angle. They were in the background of the other a
Yes.
moment ago. Oh, yeah. So they don't have, maybe,
No,
they don't have that many left,
No,
it looked
no,
like.
I think they should be comfortably be within the 2 hour and 15-minute time limit.
Yeah, we weren't totally sure how
No.
much they would have left, but I think they're going to be, I think they're okay there.
No, it appears as though we may clear the room. It's going to be close.
Ivana and Philip,
if
maybe
you look at this
25.
angle here, you can see 3 tables in a row.
Yes, exactly. Oh my gosh, you're right.
Yeah.
Those might be there. There might be one more table hiding out, floating out there, but yeah.
I
few
think
tables in the back.
I think those are the only 3 tables left. I think the other ones that I saw has been
Wait,
completed.
this is Laurel and Stephanie at table 98. Down to maybe the last 5 or 6 pieces
Yeah,
there right
they're-
now. So Laurel and Stephanie are getting it done. And done.
And there we
Woohoo!
go, and they're done.
Yay! Congrats, ladies. That's awesome. Good job. That is wonderful to see. A wave to the live stream camera, which is so good. And then we're going to have, after we finish here this round, we're going to have a bit of a break, and then we're going to be coming back for our team finale, which should keep everyone on their toes, especially after
9
the
minutes
qualifying
left. puzzles. 9 minutes left in the round.
9 minutes left in the round. We just got a countdown announcement for that. And so,
And
yeah.
I believe based on the 2 pictures here where you see one team in the foreground and they're in the background of the other picture, I believe we are down to 2 teams. I think these are our 2 teams remaining.
Lavina and Christy, and then Philip and Ivana are the 2 teams working kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, and no, there's a 3rd team back there. I think we got a blue, a pink, and a blue maybe lined up back there.
Oh, no,
okay,
yeah, sorry.
table
Yeah, we do have a
77.
third team. Yeah, we do have a third
Yeah,
team.
Serena and Claire,
Yeah.
table 77.
Yeah, they've got a few more pieces. Theirs
I
is
feel
gonna
like
be
it's
tight.
doable though.
Yeah, hopefully it is. It would
really
be nice
think
to
it
see
is.
everybody finish.
It would be really nice to see everybody finish.
Come on, you can do it there. I think we're good here.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh
you're-
yeah, they're down to maybe 10. Or maybe a few. Oh, just one
that-
in her hand.
yeah.
That is so good. Yeah, those. Oh, wait, another one.
No, they're missing.
Oh, no. Check the bag. I always want to yell, check the bag.
there
Oh,
we
good
are.
job.
Oh, yeah, here I
Good
see her
job,
emptying the
ladies.
piece out of the bag in the background.
Christy and
The piece-
Lavina.
The piece was in the bag.
Oh, she got it in the bag. Okay, good
Yeah,
job.
all right.
That was almost a photo
Yeah,
finish then.
yes.
It came down really close between the two of them with the one piece missing. It would have been a little
So I
different. but
believe we may be
congrats
down
to
to
both of
one
them.
pair remaining.
Yep. Serena and Claire.
Yes.
And if
And
they're the
the-
only
oh,
pair remaining, we're going to be
They-
watching them.
And they have
They're going to be feeling
and
watched
they're
right
down
now.
to 7 minutes, so I think this is very doable.
I think they're going to
I
get
think
that
this is
done.
very doable.
Yep.
It is from an organizing point of view. If the room room gets emptied within the round, that's
That
yeah.
seriously.
Yeah, and if like I
That's
say, from an
amazing.
organizing point of view, if the room gets emptied, then we feel that we've chosen a puzzle that everybody likes.
Yeah, a puzzle that everybody likes and one that feels like challenging enough. I've liked some of those comments from the folks that came up that we interviewed. Like they like the extra challenge of the 1,000 piece for pairs. It takes a bit of a different approach, a little bit more stamina to complete, but
And the number of people that said yes, I would do it again.
yeah.
And that is-
Yeah.
that to me that's a good sign.
Yeah, this is a great puzzle. Absolutely. Yeah, so we're going to be almost finishing here.
Yeah,
and
we're
then
we're down we're down we're at 2
they're
we're down to
getting
6
there,
minutes. So
getting there.
come
Serena
on there,
and
ladies,
Claire.
you can do this.
They probably feel the pressure of the entire room watching
Yeah.
them at the moment. Hopefully they're not feeling that pressure, I should say. But yeah, they're definitely getting it done.
Yeah, I would say we're down to less than 20 pieces, so which
They are finishing in a bit of a different area though compared to where most everybody else finished in the fuzzy area. And they're kind of in that middle. There's like a shadow under that coffee table that they're working on right now, which again is a lot of darker pieces.
yeah,
To
their
have to
white,
fit
their
in there.
lighter pieces are done. They're left with dark pieces
Yeah.
here.
Sometimes that's a good strategy too to kind of get the tougher areas done a bit earlier when you're working on the puzzle.
Now they're
oh,
now
here
we're
we go.
starting. Now we're getting to the
Lightning
point where
fingers.
they're going in now. I think we're safe to say they're going to make it within the time
my
frame.
gosh.
We're under 10 pieces here now.
Yeah. Lightning fingers,
Yeah.
getting really fast. The pieces show up, the shape
Yeah.
becomes very obvious.
Oh, it looks like we're down to
this
I see
point.
2, 4, about 6, 5 pieces left there now.
6, 5, 5, 4,
There we are,
3.
and 2 left to go there. And where's the
Oh,
and the
there it
other way
is.
go? And we are done.
Oh, they're missing
Oh,
a
we're
piece.
missing a
Oh my
piece.
gosh, check the bag.
Check in the bag.
Check the bag, ladies. Oh, it was on the floor.
It's on the floor. There we
Yay! Good
And
job.
And that is real
was
nice that everybody in the arena cheered them on.
fun. So
That is
everybody
everyone, my
finished today.
friends. We
Serena
cleared
and
the
Claire took
floor.
us home, brought us home
Congratulations to
here.
all of our pairs.
Yeah. Good job, Serena
Yeah.
and Claire. Good job, everybody.
So
on
We
these
will see
rounds.
everyone back here at 4:45 for the team final, the last event
So-
of the day.
1 hour 57 minutes. It looks or 1 hour 50.
That's not
oh,
correct
that's not
because the
correct.
live that thing's a
Yeah, I
little
think
slow.
we're-
But
we're-
we're about 2:10, so we had even an extra 5 minutes
Okay, yeah,
left in
that's
the
enough.
round if anybody had needed it, but they didn't need it. So our next round is 4:45, which is about 15 minutes from now. So we will see everybody then for the team finals.
I
And be
just
sure to
want-
check out results.
Take one more
on the website, too.
opportunity for a shout out to Ravensburger for all they do for us, for all of the puzzles. They are also
Absolutely.
responsible in helping us make this live stream possible, and
Yeah.
Puzzles Canada for all they do for us in helping us with storage, setup, and the facility itself. So thank you very much to our sponsors, and a shout out to our live stream team that is doing the production work.
You can't
Thank
see them,
team.
but believe me, they
believe
are
me,
working their magic
Th-
back
they
here.
are
that's
working
for
their
sure.
magic. Thank you
Yeah,
very much,
they
and we'll
really have
catch you
been.
on the next one.
All right, bye everybody.
There we go. Well
High
done,
five.
Tina.
That
Well
was
done.
fun. Thanks, Russ.
Okay. Oh.
I mean,